Hello, Internet, and welcome to Not Elegance and Vigilance. We're here to play something else to give Sid a break this week. We're so excited to have you here. What are we doing today? I'll talk about that real quick. We're going to be playing a game called Inspectres. If you haven't heard about it, this one's been around for a while. I think it came out in like 2002 or something. But this is a game I played like a long time ago. I don't know if we ever streamed it. But we've played it a few times at this point. But we're doing a special tweak on Inspectres using using a hack that was created by Memento Mori as a inspiration called Ward 13, where we're all doctors. So it's going to be kind of what we're doing here today. But more on that in a bit. If you are watching us live, welcome. Thanks for joining us. I believe our next regularly scheduled live stream will be our doubleheader Saturdays, starting with D&D in the morning, run by Van with the Queer Chronicles, the Strixhaven Quintet, and then the afternoon, the premiere of a brand new game, Hearts of Stone. We're playing Blades of the Dark, so coming out with us for both of those this weekend. Otherwise, I think our schedule coming up for the next week should be pretty much normal. And scroll down, click buttons, interact with our stuff if you're interested. Do all that
Just
fun
random buttons.
Just random buttons. Just click
God,
all of them.
so many.
Yeah,
click
all the buttons below us. Let's just see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and stop talking for a bit and let everybody here introduce themselves. I have no idea what order we're in, so we're just gonna kind of wing it.
I can tell people when to go.
Okay,
if you want.
great. I appreciate
I'm
that.
looking at it.
But just tell us who you are, what you do on and off this channel, and then later we'll get into who we're playing tonight because nobody knows yet. So who's first?
I don't know. We all have names picked out already, which is pretty buck wild.
Have you all picked out your names already?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Should we wait? We'll wait though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, y'all are welcome to say your names if you want to. I don't care.
Let's
Sure.
Wait. You want to do it?
Let's wait. Okay. Let's wait.
Okay.
You guys
We'll do
are...
proper introductions.
Okay. Hi. I'll go first.
Okay.
Just say who I am, because I always end up in this spot because I copy paste all my templates to save myself work. Hi everybody. I'm Van. In a thrilling turn of events, since I deactivated all of my Twitter accounts and I feel 20 pounds lighter, you can now find me on the internet, specifically on Mastodon at VanButWilder at Mastodon.social, and I'm very excited about that. It matches my name again. Just been putting it off, so you can find me there. And then you can find me streaming on Twitch several times a week. I am live on twitch.tv/lbhackemup on Sunday nights playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm live here Thursdays through Mondays playing in several games, running D&D on Saturday mornings. We're playing The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Come hang out, it's very fun. And then the next thing would usually be, but tonight I'm playing so-and-so, but you don't get to know that yet. And tonight it's Sid's turn after me.
Cool. Hey, I'm Sid. You can find me on the internets at Greek Sid. Not really on socials right now because I need to set up new ones that aren't dumpster fires. So yeah. But I did just get Blue Sky. Haven't set it up yet, but I've got it. And yeah. So you can check those out eventually. Otherwise, you can find me in the Discord because that's where I hang out most of the time. I am here Thursdays through Mondays playing in games. Again, Val is lovely enough to run this little interlude so I don't go absolutely insane. So thank you for that. But yeah, normally running Elegance and Vigilance in this spot. Yeah, that's me. I am also playing someone tonight, but you don't get to know yet.
Wally's next.
What's up, y'all? It's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet. You can find me on the socials. Just type in WALLE132 like the cute little Disney robot. You can find me on the Blue Sky, and you can find me on the Mastodon. Same name, different platforms. Normal stuff that I talk about. You can also find me here Thursday through Mondays, playing in all the games that every one of these lovely people have already discussed. A lot of fun. Come check those out. Oh wow, you're right. That's like I'm supposed to say what I'm playing now, so then I'm not.
And there's supposed
It's
to
the
be more
spiel.
here.
It's the
So
spiel. You
it's like
get
the
you get on
block.
autopilot in the
Yeah.
spiel, and then you're like,
I'm like, oh, okay.
What
And
if you also have a Glock? Do you then have the Glockenspiel?
if you have a Glock, we have a serious
Wow.
issue all together that we
one,
need to
that
be
is
talking
really
about.
Good. That is really.
I like
good
that
into
joke a lot.
Yeah. Oh,
Good joke, Alex.
Good joke, Alex. That's how I'll segue over to Alex because make me stop talking.
You don't need a Glock. You don't.
You
A
do not.
Glockenspiel, delightful.
Look, if I can find me a good Glockenspiel, I will put it up right behind me so everyone can see it.
I don't even actually know what a Glockenspiel is. Hello, I'm Alex.
my
OMG,
xylophone.
it's some guy on the internet. Usually here Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays being bi-weekly with our Stars Without Number game, but we're wrapping that up in the coming months. Just a few sessions left, and then we've planned what will be coming next, so keep your eyes peeled on that. And then Sunday evenings, normally over on LB Hack'emup's channel, but she's busy this weekend. Not gonna reveal where she is. If you want to know, I'm sure she's posting about it online. But
She'll
yes.
dox
Her
all of our
license
friends.
plate number is.
But yeah, and then tonight, I'm not actually playing anyone. I'm just here to make puns and vibe. No, I will be playing someone.
I guess it's just me now. Hi, everyone. I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown, lurking around the internet here Thursdays through Mondays, playing running games. I run 2 games on this channel other than this little mini thing that we're doing right now. One of which is, as I said before, on this Saturday, Hearts of Stone, 5 o'clock Eastern Time, playing Blades in the Dark, Session 1. Come join us for that. And then on Mondays, I run a game called Red Jenny. We play the Dragon Age TTRPG every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And we're finishing up what has been like a 15 session arc of this game at this point. It's the longest running mission that this group has been on. So come join us for that and see whatever the crew of the Red Jenny gets up to next. But tonight I'm running this game. Are y'all ready to get started?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to start us off with the cold open, and then we'll get into the character creation stuff, just to sell a little bit of like mood here at the top. Poe Memorial Hospital in downtown Baltimore, a historic facility and one of the premier medical institutions in the northern U.S., offers a proud legacy of medical innovation and community outreach. Featuring a state-of-the-art surgery department with world-renowned specialists in neurosurgery and microsurgery, as well as premier research specialists in oncology and cardiology, patients from across the country can find the answers they need within these hallowed halls. Poe Memorial Hospital receives funding from many charitable institutions, including William St. Clair Poe, descendant of the great American author Edgar Allan Poe. The donations to the Poe family have continued to support the medical research, development, and treatment the Baltimore community has come to rely on over the last century. The camera cuts away from the advertisement running on a spotty television, which begins to crackle with static. A patient coughs in the next room and an alarm buzzes at the nurse's station, drowning out perpetually ringing the phone. A janitor drops a wet mop on the linoleum floor with a splash and begins to wipe in slow circles. The placard above the station reads, "Department of Research for Abnormal Methodologies and Anomalies, Trauma and Intensive Care." The static on the TV continues to grow as the camera pans back into the room and a gray hand presses against the glass from within the screen. So, this is where y'all will be working at Poe Memorial Hospital. But we don't know who's working here yet, and we're gonna find out who the staff of this ward, specifically the I'll read it again: Department of Research for Abnormal Methodologies and Anomalies, Trauma and Intensive Care. Acronym for that: dramatic. So you where do we start with this? Let's talk a little bit. I want to do a little bit of shop talk, and then we're going to talk about making else characters and kind of how to do that. So the way this game works is all of you are doctors within specifically within this department of this hospital. You've ended up here somehow, either having a passion for paranormal treatment response and wanting to help patients who have suffered the effects of paranormal encounters and supernatural disturbances and events, or you had nowhere else better to go and these were the only people that would take you. Or somewhere in between. I don't know. That's up to you. The way that this game works is for those of you out there in the chat that are watching, it's very loose. There is no plot that has been decided ahead of time. There is no campaign. I'm not sitting here with like a monster or something or a mystery with beats that y'all are gonna hit that you're gonna have to investigate. All of this is completely random, as determined by all of us and our role play and good improv. The basic mechanic for this game is y'all will have 4 stats. Each of them will have a number of dice allocated to it, which we'll decide here in a second. You will, anytime you're doing something that is uncertain or stressful or there's a chance of failure, you will roll a number of d6s. It's the only dice you need, equal to the dice that you've allocated to that pool. The highest result on any of those dice is your success, is your level of success. So you'll get anywhere between a 1, which is the worst outcome, and a 6, which is the best outcome. This is where things really split and diverge with as far as like how the story goes and the outcomes here. On a 4, 5, or 6, you all get to decide what happens. On a 1, 2, or 3, I decide what happens. Now, it's not in the like I decide, when I say y'all decide what happens, it's not in the kind of like, oh, describe how good your success was here in like context of whatever the mystery or something is that I'm going to rein y'all in. No, you get to fully decide what you find. If you're investigating and kind of researching a patient's file, or you're running blood tests and you get a 5 or a 6 on it, you got to tell me exactly what you find and what your character thinks that leads to, and that it pushes the story forward, and I have to make up stuff to like connect the dots there. Oh, we all have to make up stuff to connect the dots there, but a lot of that connective tissue is on me. The difference here, kind of the quality of success changes. So like on a 4, you're describing the most positive result of your action, but you also have to include a negative or humorous effect as part of it. On a 5, you describe the result, and you just get to, on a 5 or 6 essentially you get to describe exactly what happens. A 6 is a critical though, and you get to go like above and beyond in your description. There are like some mechanic stuff in there, is like generating budget dice or franchise dice, depending on we'll get to that in a second and kind of how those plan. On a 3, 2, or 1, those are that's a failure essentially. On a 3, I describe your fate, but I may give you a chance, like you're going to be able to maybe suggest some sort of positive or single positive outcome of the roll. On a 2, it's bad. I decide your fate, and you get to suggest something suitably negative. So like I'll say something bad, you say, okay, what about this? And then we kind of decide between those two. On a 1, the exact words here are, I get to hose you. Like I get to hit you as hard as I want at that point. Y'all are, yeah, seriously.
That's such a funny way of phrasing that.
I will make you suffer.
My
if you
goodness.
Roll a 1.
Hose you?
This is Canadian, isn't it?
Like spray you with a hose?
Yeah. Have you not heard that phrase before?
No,
Getting
that's
hosed?
hilarious. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Getting hosed over
Getting
here.
hosed, yeah.
I like that.
It's a very Midwestern kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a very evocative thing to say.
Mhm.
So
As a
that's
kid
the-
who grew up in the South.
that's the basic mechanic for this game. I will get into the rest as we go into play, but I just wanted you all to know, because the way you allocate your stats is going to kind of affect what you're good at, what you're not so good at. So since you all understand the basics there, we can go ahead and kind of Yeah, I won't. I'll get into the stages of play here in a second. Let's finish making our characters
What
first. and we'll
what
get into
little
that.
dice do we need? Is it just d6?
It's just d6s. Yeah. At the most, you'll ever, well, there are situations where you may roll more than 4 if you have extra dice to spend. Really, like 5 to 6 dice is the max you could ever spend on a roll. So,
This is perfect for my little teeny guys.
yeah.
Yay!
But yeah,
little
just
tiny
need-
guys.
just
Dice
need
Bay
D6s.
guys.
So let's go ahead, and y'all don't have to necessarily describe your characters yet because we're going to do that more in your med school interviews. But the basic thing you need to do is all of you get 9 points to allocate between your 4 stats. The 4 stats you have are assess, which is diagnosing patients, seizing up a situation. There's treat, which is performing surgery, prescribing meds, any kind of therapy. There's red tape, which is dealing with bureaucrats, completing paperwork, hiding your activities when necessary, avoiding getting in trouble, that kind of stuff. And then there's bedside manner, which is getting along with people, persuading them to your way of thinking. It's your like charisma skill. You have 9 points. You have to have at least 1 die in each of those. So essentially subtract 4. You have 5 dice to play with. So you can have a max of 4 in any category, or you can spread them out however you want here. So you could have 2 in all of them and 3 in one, or you could have you could really load up on a couple of skills, but that's your choice.
Should we all be good at one thing? Is that
That could
too
help.
reductive?
No, I mean it's whatever you want to do.
I put 4 into treat because I'm going as a surgeon.
I was gonna be really good at assessing, and maybe something ridiculous like red tape. Mainly the hiding your own activities when necessary portion of that.
At least was planning to make red tape my dump stat and keep it as a 1 and just see how that ends up going.
Perfect.
I'm gonna
we
do
have some
bedside manner.
bedside manner.
I think that's gonna be my dump.
So we have how many? Tell me how many we have one more time.
You have 9 total
9
to
total.
spend. Yeah, but 1 has to go in each of them.
Okay, that's not what I want.
So should we have a total of 10
No, you should
adding
have a
everything
total-
up, or should have a
adding everything
total
up.
of
You should
9?
have a total of 9. Yeah.
Got it.
No, because cool is separate.
Cool is don't put any points in cool.
Got it.
We're
So
all
I can
losers.
I can describe it. Cool is so there's no improvement in this game. Like your characters don't ever get any better than they are necessarily right now. The way you develop your character is purely like narrative and like how they develop. I put a stat in each of your sheets. I put a thing for descriptors, which should be blank at the beginning. Those will be things that you might earn descriptors during play, which can give you bonuses depending on like if you play into that during role play. But yeah, cool is it's a stat that you can earn if you're ever making a stress roll, which is like the closest I can get to hurting you in this game. If you do something, if you encounter something that like stresses you out or that could be bad, for anything from like falling off a roof to having a argument with your superior or something, I'll make you roll stress, which has the potential to like reduce your die values and like kind of hurt your character. But if you ever roll a 6 on a stress roll, so you get a critical success, then you earn a cool die, which those can be used essentially passively to ignore the lowest result on a roll, or you can spend them to gain an extra die on a roll once, and then you lose that cool die. So something to keep in mind. Does everybody have their dice allocated sufficiently?
Yes.
The other thing, so you all named your characters. We'll get to that in a little while. And then you pick a specialty, sort of specialization for your character. And some of you, I think everyone's already picked one, or some people still thinking.
I got mine.
Got one.
Everyone's good.
Got
Okay.
it.
Y'all will pick those. We'll get to those in a second because we'll leave those for the introducing your characters. The one thing I want to go ahead and do now, though, is even though y'all technically aren't employed yet, but we're about to get there, is the facility dice. If you go, you all should have access. There's another sheet in roll. If you click on the sheets button at the top, you should be able to see one that says franchise. If you go to that one, that is one that everyone will have access to. This is one sheet, so edits on this affect everybody's. I'll go ahead and edit it this time, but then after this, I'll let y'all edit it as you need to. We get to decide what your department's good at, like what your department's better at, and what you maybe are lacking in. There's going to be 8 dice in total that we can allocate to this. They all have a 1 in them right now, but I'm going to zero those out because they're supposed to have zeros in there. These are dice that y'all can spend during play to help you on checks if you need to. So, for example, if you're rolling to assess and you feel like you need an extra die, you're not good at assess, or this is a pretty serious roll, you can essentially spend a die from this pool. So that die gets burned. You can add it to your roll, roll an extra die on the check. So there's the lab, which modifies assess. There's pharmacy, which modifies treat. There's boardroom, which modifies red tape. And then there's salary. Salary is a just general die that can be spent on anything. And it can also be used at the end of the game to help you, or at the end of our cycle, to help you recover any points that you've lost. The gamble there, though, with salary is that anytime you spend a die from the salary pool, we roll that die separately. And if you roll badly on your salary die, if you roll really well, you can keep it in that pool. If you roll badly, it gets, or middling, it gets burned from that pool. I think it's a 3 and a 4. That die is then gone. You can't spend it again, just like with any of the other dice you have in those in your other pools. But if you roll I think it's a 1 or a 2. I'll actually pull it up here. If you roll a 2, you lose an additional salary die. If you roll a 1, you lose all the dice from that pool. So you can go broke, essentially.
Oh,
and
no.
burn all those. So
no.
you
So
can
those are
put
for
the-
emergencies.
So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a risk reward thing. If
the
you put dice
emergency
in those
fund.
pool, if you put dice in those pool, you can spend them on anything rather than being limited to one of those. But it increases the risk that you're going to lose all of that on a single roll of the dice. So,
Okay.
something to consider. You can also burn a die from your salary pool to recover a die that you might have lost from a bad stress roll. So y'all have 8 dice to allocate right now to these 4 pools.
Want to just put 2 in each?
I mean, I was about to say that too.
Yeah.
Safeway, really.
Go with me here.
Going.
The rest of the hospital thinks we're a bunch of fucking idiots. So
Probably
maybe-
rightfully so.
Yeah.
Knowing us.
Maybe we just put 1 in there and then use that one somewhere else. Just given the
Put
idea
it
that we don't
in-
really have a lot of clout around here.
You want to put it in salary just in case?
Yeah, that could be our just in cases.
Yeah.
So you're putting. So how many are we putting in each? So putting 2 in lab. Were you saying taking 1 out of boardroom and putting in the salary, or what were you suggesting there?
So 2 in lab.
I was just saying, whatever we do, I think we should probably just maybe put 1 in boardroom
yeah.
because we don't have a lot of respect
Then
around
put
here.
3 in salary.
The 3 and sour. Okay.
That's
There you
not
go.
from the hospital where we work, though. That's like people that we've saved sending us like gift cards and
Yeah.
stuff for Christmas.
100%.
Yeah, well, the idea here, kind of my thought is that this wing has gotten a lot of grant money from the Poe family and a lot of donations. Like, y'all have a lot of money, you just don't have a lot of respect.
Clout.
People rather have that the hospital rather have that money going somewhere else than to y'all.
Well, too bad.
Um,
Edgar Allan said it's ours.
Mm-hmm.
He also married like a 14-year-old, so like let's not
Yeah,
pump him
so we
up too
don't
much. But
We don't talk too much
necessarily.
about them yet.
That 14-year-old also being his cousin, but you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
that too.
sick poems, though, my dude. Good job on those.
So we've
Absolutely
done allocating
wild.
your dice. I think that's pretty much everything for setup. So let's do our
Just to clarify again for the folks at home, this game has like 2 rules.
it's
It's wildly easy to play. It's a
Yeah.
great. This is a great introductory tabletop game if you know people who like aren't sure but want to try something.
Yeah.
This one's great for
Yeah.
that.
All right. Well, I guess let's do our med school interviews then. Let me I feel like I want some different music for the med school interviews. Let's go.
I don't know. This is extremely stressful, so
this
that
is very
sounds about right
stressful.
for an
Yeah.
interview process.
I was gonna say I think it has to be like super intense, or it has to be like what you would play during your corporate like intro PowerPoint.
Now
Mhm.
I had for a while a song that y'all were like is a great PowerPoint song.
I feel like we just heard it the other day.
This isn't it.
This is not it. This would put me to sleep if it was over a PowerPoint.
That's not it either. What song? What channel was that in?
I think it was during Ward 47.
I think so.
That's unfortunate because that's the one I was just looking at. I didn't.
This
This
seems
is very
appropriate.
chill. This is very chill music too.
It's not the
Yeah.
same one, but I think it works.
Yeah.
This has.
I don't know
big-
how much
It's
this
gonna
one
get-
pumps up though.
it's
This
gonna
one I
get
feel like it's
heavy.
gonna have a drop. Yeah, no, it has a drop.
Yeah, there it is. This is big
Yeah.
corporate PowerPoint or corporate event. Hey, come on, guys, let's get hyped up. We're gonna talk about first quarters. We did great.
I don't remember which one that was during, but c'est la vie. I'm just gonna put in. We're just gonna go back to this one. Just some chill PowerPoint music. All right. So who wants to go first?
I'm ready.
You
Do
want to
it.
go first?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So the way it's going to work, we're doing med school interviews. So this is you interviewing for the job
Put me in,
at
coach.
Poe Memorial Hospital. The rest of us are going to be functioning as the review board that are interviewing you for this position.
Okay.
Come up with your bullshit interview questions. Here we
Can
go.
I ask a question as a player? Like
Yes.
I'm gonna get hired, right?
Yes, you're going to get
It's like if I say some dumb shit, you're not gonna be like, no,
No.
you have to play a different character.
No, I'm not. You can't kill your character during creation.
Okay, great. Thanks. Just thought I'd check.
So,
Because I don't know anything about the field of medicine I've chosen.
You're sitting across. So you are currently sitting in a conference room at a table across from a bunch of suits, and they're all looking over files of your paperwork. And one of them, towards the middle, the hospital administrative director, looking over your work system. So. Dr. Sorry, I can't read the. What's your name again?
Lift. Dr. Lift.
Lift. I guess tell us a bit about yourself,
Right, well.
and you can describe your character.
My character's name is Faye Shaban Lift. That's Dr. Faye S. Lift. And she is a a surgeon specializing in plastic surgery and reconstruction, and also a fitness influencer.
Okay.
She's 6 feet tall, without the about 4-inch heels that she's wearing. Very slender, long red hair, a little bit of freckles. Definitely says she's Irish, even though she has like one great grandma that maybe was from Dublin, not sure. And yeah. That's I think that's all I can say.
So you're what is TikTok?
Oh, so TikTok is I wouldn't say budding anymore, social media platform where you can post short videos and clips, and it's a real just like creative space for lots of people to kind of show not only their best selves but their real selves, I think.
Why don't they put the C's in the tick and the talk?
Well,
They misspelled it.
You know how kids these days love to abbrev things.
They
My
love to-
daughter has one. Yeah, I'll show you later. There's lots of dances or something.
Oh, so doctor, what is it that you can bring to this facility that you can't bring to any place else?
Well, aside from the fact that I think my credentials speak for themselves, I am a big fan of the specific synergy that you can create between people of like wildly differing viewpoints. And yeah, as somebody who sort of dabbles in many different spheres, particularly in the influencer sphere and TikTok and YouTube and all of those things, I think I can bring a really unique perspective, especially coming in as somebody who's a little bit younger, a little bit fresher, and kind of has a finger on the pulse of that culture.
Well, that sounds we do want to get viral in here, right?
Very good,
No,
sir.
that's the last thing that we want.
Calm
We had
down,
the
Leroy.
viral outbreak last year.
So, what is your interest in this department?
My interest.
Mm-hmm. I assume you know what they do there.
Yes, I'm familiar. Like to do my research. Like I said, I think working with people of differing perspectives is very interesting and very enlightening, and not only is a chance to sort of grow as a person, but also as a medical professional who has the capacity to really reach past your standard sort of vanilla beliefs and take these people seriously and really provide good care for them.
How do you deal with stress? It's a very, very stressful job.
I think there are a lot of really healthy ways for dealing with stress. I try to stay away from anything that's going to sort of mess with my body chemistry or anything like that. So mostly I work out quite a bit. I also meditate. That whole sort of ritual is very important for me. I try to do that at least twice a day, once in the morning, once at night. It's a great wind up, wind down, 90 to 120 minutes at the gym minimum. And just generally knowing that I'm doing good in the world and having a positive outlook.
Now, if I were to how do I use this TikTok thing again? If I were to
Later. Talk to me after. I'll get you set up with an account.
Okay, good. Now, would you be interested in integrating your TikTok or whatever it is into help promoting this facility?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think it's a great avenue.
I don't mean to cut you off. I mean, when it comes to help promoting this specific facility, not the bunch of quackpots that's up on the floor you're gonna be working on.
Oh, well, I mean, does the hospital have a TikTok?
Leroy, we're not hiring a social media manager. We're hiring a doctor.
No, but if you
Let's-
do end
let's
up hiring a
focus.
social media manager, I think I would sort of be a great addition to that hiring panel. Just, you know.
remember that one.
Well, it's a very impressive resume, Dr. Lift. We will take this into consideration. We appreciate you for your time.
I appreciate yours as well.
Thank you. So,
Nailed it.
first one done.
You hired.
It
Who wants
is.
to go next?
I will go next.
All right.
I cannot believe the level of bullshit that just came out of my mouth. I spend too much time on the internet.
So,
I believe next we have a Dr. Havoc, correct?
yes, Dr. Havoc is my name. And you see this really tall individual built like an athlete. Like they are jacked, strong. Looks like they do a lot of outside working out, a lot of adventuring, like, you know, hiking, climbing, that kind of stuff. They have a little tiny pair of glasses that sit on their face that barely cover their eyes. And their really square jaw has like a permanent 5 o'clock shadow, it looks like. Yes, Dorian Havoc Jr.
Well, thank you for coming today.
Before we continue, yes.
Junior.
Yes, I'm.
So your father is
Yes.
the Dorian Havoc.
Yes, my father is Dorian Havoc, well-renowned scientist.
But what an interesting
physicist.
development.
Yes, I am his son.
And how is your father?
He's doing quite fine.
I met him at a conference about 7 years ago, and just I was changed, really.
A lot of people say that when they meet him. But myself, why I am here is I am here because I would like to forge my own path into medicine and be a surgeon, taking the different route that my father had planned out for me. He offered, but nope, I decided to go this way.
Your father offered to take you under his wing as a researcher.
Yes, he did. He offered that, but as I told him, I wanted to do things my way.
No accounting for taste, I suppose. But
Now, Susan, we like somebody who can pull themselves up by their own bootstraps here.
Thank you very much. I'm just hoping that we can put aside what my father does, and we can just. I am very confident in my
course.
skills as a surgeon,
So
and
if we do that, I don't know how much there will be left to do in the hospital. Your father's work is quite extensive.
Yes, his work is fantastic. I mean, he has created many things to help life seem a lot better, discovered a lot of things. But as I said, my skills as a surgeon, I was top in my class. I have passed many exams with flying colors. I have worked under many other surgeons in the past, and I am very excited to work here with your facilities.
And what does your father think of your career choice?
Well, my father wanted me to continue in the field of super science. I mean, he did discover the short range teleportation pad. He did provide, the floating city of Detroit, their power source. So he wanted me to follow in his footsteps, doing the whole braving new paths of technology, beating up the lizard men, that kind of stuff. But no, I wanted to take the interesting things I've seen in my childhood and apply it in the medical field.
I'm sorry. Am I being gaslit here? Is this really?
Susan, remind me what kind of doctor Dr. Havoc Senior is again.
Oh, I could.
Why did we fly Detroit? We wanted it further away.
It tried to escape. I don't think this world is that supernatural, but I
It is
don't know.
now.
But it did. Oh, Detroit, floating Detroit.
Detroit become human, more like Detroit become plain.
But I am very excited to work with you and apply the knowledge and experience that I've had of seeing unique things onto that floor.
Well, with a resume as impressive as your father's, I mean yours, I'm sure there will be plenty of space for you here.
Thank you. I will do my best here.
I do have one more question.
Oh yes.
Would you be open to asking your father to
Inappropriate.
come-
Inappropriate.
I am going
Inappropriate.
to.
But it's nice to meet.
Right. Thank you.
Susan, you know you have to wait until the director leaves to ask those kinds of questions. We've been through this.
Susan, you're so thirsty today. Please.
What happened?
I don't know why we
Wait a
made
minute.
or
this.
like talk or like join the board. I wasn't even going there. I could have.
Final question.
Conference button.
What's your
Samantha-
father doing this Tuesday night?
No, that's not where I was going, but I love it.
Okay.
May I
Well-
just say that Wally did not tell any of us that that was where they were going, and yet
No.
we all just jumped on it, and I
It's a
love
trope,
nom,
people.
nom, 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 nom.
All right. Let's move along. Who wants to go next?
I can
I'm
Uh,
worried these are going to escalate.
go. No, I can go.
I'm really glad I went first.
And you're playing. I was trying to remember. I'm trying to decide how would be fun to start this. You're playing a nurse, right? Sid,
Nurse practitioner, yes.
nurse practitioner. I'm very glad that this time could work for you, Miss Katz.
Cassianis, Joanne, you can call me Katz. Everyone does.
Set that at the top there. Please tell us a bit about yourself.
You see a fairly tall Greek woman, naturally, about 5'10", big, just barely corralled, bushy black hair pulled up in a bun. You know, this sort of person that would basically live in scrubs and not have any other clothes, so has maybe like one pair of decent slacks and a button-up shirt and like a jacket that might sort of look semi-professional. Yeah, the jacket's like hiding a stain of some kind too. Yeah, that's thrown on. Pretty no nonsense. Perfect teeth, and pretty to the point. Again, Joanne Katz. I've been a nurse since I was 19. I did the advanced course, worked my way through getting my NP, spent a lot of time at Baltimore Memorial. Mainly if there's an emergency room somewhere here in the Tri-City area, I've definitely worked there for several years.
Now, why do you want to work in this department?
I don't.
Short interview.
Could you
All right.
elaborate?
Do you really want me? Look. there were layoffs at Baltimore Memorial. I just barely made that cutoff, given that most people sit on that cushy position for 30 years. So between 7 and 35, I was the next on the list. And I'm a damn good nurse and I need a job, to be quite frank.
You do understand what this department specializes in?
Look, whatever spooky stuff I might be looking at, it's still diagnosing a patient, figuring out what's wrong, and giving them the help they need. I don't really see much of a difference here.
If you could elaborate on the fact that you said you were in several other emergency rooms. Is there a reason why you've been hopping from emergency to emergency room?
Gal's got to make a living. When, budgets get cut, you go where they're going to pay you so you can eat.
There is one incident on your reports that we received from other hospitals reaching out on your credentials. I wanted to know if you elaborate on it. Apparently, you had a altercation with a physician on the ER floor. Specifically, you punched Dr. Betts in the face. Do you mind elaborating on that?
Look, I'll put up with someone in the emergency room who's in an inordinate amount of pain, doing pretty much anything. That I can understand. I don't put up with a medical professional grabbing my ass.
Well, gentlemen, between you and me, I think we all know a couple of doctors on the floor who might, benefit from
a
a
punch
little
to the face.
corporal punishment.
Can't argue there.
Yes.
I, for one, think
Sexual
this down-to-earth
harassment
attitude would be a wonderful addition to this kind of team. I'm sold.
All right, well, fair.
I agree.
Well, I believe we've gotten everything we need. Joanna, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Just all mine. Gets up, walks out.
I like her.
I like her. She has a good head on her shoulders.
Ball of sunshine. All right, who's next?
I guess walking into the room, there's the click of spurs and a cowboy
It's the Prince
hat
of
that barely
America.
It's the Prince of America!
barely fits through the doorway.
God damn it.
He's here. He's here. Dr.
Travel
Dimmadome.
through time.
That's not where I was going with it, but maybe we'll pull from there. Y'all made tall characters, so of course I have to make a short king now.
Yes.
5'5", though the cowboy hat is another 6 inches on top. Sits down, pulls it off, and fairly well kept hair, but just a very long handlebar mustache. Goes down at least a few inches beneath the chin.
That's Yosemite Sam, you guys.
Yeah. Dr. Hart, I assume.
Yes, howdy, y'all. I'm Brooke Hart, and I'm here to be your new cardiologist.
Well, we've been looking over your resume. It seems that you've got quite a few accolades on here, from internships at some premier cardiologists, working under some premier cardiologists. I guess my first question for you is why Poe Memorial?
Well, I've actually had a, rather oddly personal connection to the great Mr. Poe's works. family trip to the zoo when we were kids, and my brother fell in the orangutan pit and didn't come out. My uncle disappeared with my father as they went to go get some Amontillado wine. And it's just been one weird quinky dink. Just take a look at any of Mr. Poe's works, and somehow there has been a terrible fate that has befallen some member of my family.
I'm so sorry about your cat.
Yeah,
What
that
about the
one
pit and the
was.
pendulum?
We
So
prefer
did
not to talk about that
You
one.
know
there
what?
s-
That's fair. That's fair.
Was there something underneath the floorboards, or?
Yes, yeah. I mean, that's where the cat ended up as well.
Oh,
Well, Dr. Hart, what? I almost hesitate to ask what inspired your interest in cardiology.
Well, I mean,
It was the
might be able to
floorboards, wasn't it?
guess.
I
was the
should have
floorboards. I
known.
bet it was the floorboards. I mean, it had to have been that.
I apologize. I'm taking the words out of your mouth.
Yes, yeah. Quite a lot of rather prominent hearts in my life.
I see. So, are you from
Texas,
the great
that
state
was
of
when
Texas?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, not originally, but that's where I grew up. Originally from good old Kansas, but we moved down to Texas for work, and then after the aforementioned Amontillado incident, we had to move.
I see.
Now you are look, your resume obviously doing a lot for your professional accolades. As your first residency, you are aware that we do have a decorum within the hospital, a certain dress code.
I can take off the spurs so as not to damage the floor. That's no problem.
Suppose we, yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, that's
That
fine.
will eat into the janitorial budget.
Yeah. Maybe the hat too.
I do
quite
have
like the
smaller
hat.
hats.
It suits you. You're
Thank
like
you.
if Jason Aldean was a productive, contributing member of society.
No, surprisingly, not the first time I've heard that.
It says here that you also are an aspiring country musician.
Is that still on the resume? I must have sent you the old one. I tried it, didn't work. Can't carry a tune for anyone's money, and I would not want to take anyone's money to hear me try and carry a tune.
There's no harm
that is
in trying.
unfortunate. We do have an interdepartmental jam band on Saturdays, so if you're ever interested.
It's run out of Jefferson's garage. You got to bring at least a 6-pack if you want to jump in.
I play the mandolin.
Glockenspiel.
Very nice.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Most of the board is on.
And
the
Susan
jam
sings
band.
quite the voice on this
Like
one.
an angel.
I mainly play tambourine, let's be honest.
She sells herself
Tambourine
short.
is just as vital as any other instrument.
Every one of
Well-
these is less and less like a job interview. And more just us doing bits. We're very tired.
Well, it's probably about time that we actually get to work. So let's.
It's Thursday, and yesterday was a full moon, so I'm sure you can imagine what our
Oh,
day was
certainly.
like.
We appreciate your time, Dr. Hart, and we will be in touch.
Thank you. Look forward to hearing back, y'all.
Thank you.
Get along, little doggy.
All right,
He
that's
brings
everything I
in,
wanted.
if he brings in a guitar, we have a chance to win the battle of the bands.
We do.
And we will fade away from that scene.
I just want to keep doing these.
No.
Wait, I like these board members. Only one of them. Oh no, wait. We had Susan and Leroy. I don't know who these other
Yeah.
people are.
I don't know.
I did like 3 different ones.
Yeah.
So, all of you are hired.
Oh.
You
Yay!
are-
We did it.
Why?
He did it,
Why?
y'all.
I don't know.
Because we were the only 4 who
I
applied.
admitted to punching a doctor on the
We had
emergency
to have
room
we
ward.
had to have been the only people who applied, right?
No one else
Yeah.
applied for the job.
Mhm.
We did 4 interviews that day, and we're like, all right. I mean, none of them tried to kill us or anything, so.
The 4 board members, they got their 4 job hires, and now they're gonna go to happy hour at Applebee's.
Yeah.
So we have
Already
our
Tuesdays.
we have our
Go play golf
staff.
and then have some.
We have our
marks.
staff, and now we'll get into. I'll introduce the cycle of play. Once we get into it, this will kind of roll together. But this is the only time we're ever doing the med school interview. We won't do that again. At least this go round. Maybe in the future.
What if I let my character die? Can I do another one?
No, but you can let your character die, but you don't do another med school interview. I guess we could do another one if we wanted to. I don't know, but I'll talk about that.
I'm the
in a second.
intern.
I'll talk about that here in a second. So basically, this game works in 5 cycles. The first one is 5 steps to a cycle. The first one is patient intake. That's what we're going to get into here in a second, where y'all will intake a new new case, maybe a major trauma, maybe a sort of a somebody coming in for a checkup and things getting out of hand. I don't know. We haven't even decided that here in a second. You'll do kind of your initial interviewing of the patient, kind of getting an idea what's going on, normal doctor stuff. And at that point, we will determine how many budget dice you need to succeed in treating this patient. Budget dice are essentially your form of like successes. It's where you're measuring your progress in this game. It also goes directly towards your budget for like your next mystery. So what'll happen is throughout the game, I will set up a like after we introduce the first patient, I'll set up how many budget dice you need. It'll probably be like 16 that you need to earn over the course of the mystery. Now we go into a couple of stages after that. We go to exam and diagnostics, where y'all will be like taking tests of the patient, doing research, whatever you need to do, trying to diagnose them. And then you'll go into treatment and outcome. You'll be putting those theories to the test, trying to treat the disease, figuring out and putting different theories to the test, and then seeing how those work out, hopefully eventually curing the patient or figuring out what's wrong with them. During these steps, when you're in checks, if you are doing a skill check, a skill roll, and you roll a 5 or a 6, you generate budget dice. So if you get a 5 on your test, you gain 1 budget dice. If you roll 6, you gain 2 budget dice.
Star points. Doctor stunts.
Yeah, but those will accrue over the course of the mystery. Once you have reached the threshold that I've set, so if I set it at 16, once y'all have accrued 16, that is when we can wrap up the mystery and figure out what's going on. So that being said, like if there's a point where earlier on during the exam, like somebody could be like, oh, somebody can roll a crit success and be like, I figured it out, I know what it is, and we can role play off that. But if you don't have enough budget dice, the assumption there is, okay, that probably was wrong, and we're going to move on to something else. Like that'll get us to our next step. Again, it all kind of plays off each other. It's very kind of loosey-goosey. Once y'all have finished your mystery, we will do a board of directors review where they will look at basically you take the budget dice that you've earned. We subtract dice based on how much malpractice you have racked up over the course of the mystery. That you get malpractice dice from rolling a 1 on a check, and then the total.
So funny. That's such a funny mechanic.
Yeah, again, most of this is stuff that I took from Ward 13 and I just
God.
kind of tweaked to make sure it worked because I thought it was hilarious
That's
to have
so
there be
funny.
malpractice. And
They were ready for us.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh no!"
They knew we were coming
knew.
from a mile away.
This is made for us.
Play this game.
So you'll subtract. We subtract the malpractice dice, and then whatever's left is what you get for your budget for the next mystery. You then take those dice, subtract whatever you're going to do for like recovery, and then you allocate those back into your budget
Nice.
pools for your
I
different
see.
facility stuff, and then it just repeats. And essentially the idea is that each time you do a mystery, you need more budget dice for it, but you also have more dice, so things get more complicated and things get more dramatic the more of these you do in a row. I'll also mention one other thing. There's one method by which you can kind of if you looks like, oh shit, like we're actually kind of below our quota and we're gonna need more dice like by the end of it, too much malpractice, and you want to like give the team a little boost, there's a termination and resignation mechanic. It basically, you can voluntarily decide whether your character was terminated or resigned from their job. If you do, your character's gone, but the group gains 1 additional budget dice per character that was involved in the mystery, to put towards the next one, and then you get to start with a new character. So it kind of rotates in and out. Otherwise, then like if your character's like really badly off, you have to spend a lot of dice in order to get them back up to like to recover before the next one starts. But we can get into that as it goes. The biggest mechanic in this game, though, and the one I definitely want to hit right now, are confessionals. This is the most fun aspect of this game, in my opinion, and one that I want to see everyone do. It's kind of like the monologue stuff in Elegant and Good Society, except we're actually going to use it. That's no shade on you, Sid. We just forget to use it.
We used it really early on in like the first season. I feel like we were constantly monologuing. Everyone
Yeah.
was like, "No, monologue now."
We just have so many other mechanics to keep track of now. I think it keeps us from remembering the monologue. But confessionals are a mechanic that anyone can use at any time during play, where your character gets to kind of step aside and do a very like reality TV or The Office or whatever, like straight to camera, like talk to the players, talk to the audience confessional. It's just you're the only one that gets to talk during that scene, and you can use it for a couple of different things. Like the game kind of wraps up like the 3 most common uses for confessionals. One is to like, let me find it. Actually, I realize I don't have this up.
I think I remember it was like putting attributes on folks so that they can role play it and get extra.
Yeah, you can use it to kind of put an attribute on, so to like talk about another one of the characters playing, putting some sort of attribute on them that then they get as a descriptor, and if they play into that, then they get an extra die at the end, or they get an extra budget dice, I think, at the end of the game. I'm actually pulling it up right now. You can also do kind of like a flashback thing to be like, it's a good thing that I remembered to bring this, and then like have that thing at that moment, or it's a good thing, like you can use it as kind of like a flashback twist sort of situation. And then here it is now.
If you're in the core book, it starts on page 23.
Yeah, 23. Here we go. Confessionals. So confessional characteristics. You can use it to like comment on something that they're doing. You give them a descriptor because of that, and then if you play into that descriptor, you don't have to. It's just if you do play in that descriptor, you get an additional franchise die at the end of, or additional budget die at the end of the mission. If you don't, you just don't get the extra point. So you don't necessarily have to accept it if you don't want to. There's confessionals with plot devices, which is what I was saying, that like you can do so, like you can set up something new that like it, setting up like a, what's the example here?
You can say some bullshit and then be like,
then
"Oh
make it."
man, if only we'd known this is gonna happen," and then you have to do a flashback about it.
Yeah, I was trying to see, and then it talks about time shifts. The time shifts are kind of like we were talking about. It's like, fortunately, I had a packet of hot sauce in my pocket, or something like that. Oh yeah, confessionals plus devices is like, of course, if I had known it would happen to us later, I wouldn't have done this. Like, basically, like foreshadowing something or talking about like something else that's going to happen. Again, you can use it for anything. The only rules really with confessionals are, you have to address the other players as they're watching this on like a TV show. That you have to add. You can't use it to like negate something that's happened. You can use it to add to the plot. Only one player can give a confessional per scene. So if we're in a scene, something's going on, somebody can do a confessional, but somebody can't like immediately do a confessional to add to. You have to wait till we get into kind of a new scene. That's not necessarily a different stage, but just a different like scene, something else happening. And then each player can only give and receive one characteristic per game. So we can't just load up characteristics on one person, or one person can't give characteristics to everybody. So does that make sense?
Yee.
I think the confessional thing is very neat. So I'm excited
Very
to see how
fun.
y'all use those. All right, but if y'all are ready, we can go. Actually, we might go ahead and do our break here. And then we'll get back in and do our first patient intake. I think this is a pretty clean place to break, and we're getting close to that time. So let's go ahead and do that. So thanks everyone out there for watching. We will be back in a minute to get into our play proper here. Do break stuff while we're gone. Get some water, stretch, take your meds, need a snack, whatever you need to do. And we'll see you back here in just a few minutes. So stay tuned. And welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out with us while we took our break. We're just going to jump right back in and get this party started with our patient intake. Before we do that, though, I have a quick game to play with y'all. Everybody roll me a d6.
Yay.
Oh boy. I got a 2.
I got a
Okay.
five.
I also got a 2.
Got a 1.
All right. Let's go in. We'll go in stream order. Van, what'd you say you got?
5.
Van, give me a verb.
I hate it when I'm not prepared for this. A verb?
Uh-huh.
A verb is an action word, and one of a fun verb is to dance.
Aww.
Okay. Let's see who's next in the order. I think Sid was second.
Sid.
Sid, what number did you get?
2.
2. Give me a job.
Construction worker.
This is fun. It's like Mad Libs.
All right.
Mhm.
It's kind of what I did.
Someone say poop.
For
Wally, what was
Or-
yours?
I got a 2.
Give me an emotion.
Got an emotion. Okay, an emotion. I am very good at talking about emotions. Yes.
Stress,
you don't have
because
to
that's what
talk
this
about
question
one.
is
You just have to
causing me.
pick one.
Okay.
You don't have to justify it.
Fuddled. Okay. Alex, you got a 1?
Yes.
Give me a name.
Oh, God.
No.
The only thing that could have been worse is if you
Oh.
made Van give you the name. That's the only way this could have been
I've
worse.
gotten better at names recently,
Oh.
but only because I've been forced to. Alex,
Nope,
take as long as you want. We're vamping.
Yeah. I went to fantasy name generator and went to random name generator, and it gave me a dual wield weapon name generator.
Yes.
That is not
Yes.
Oh,
This person's name is Dual Blade Johnson.
Coming to the
God.
floor is Dual Blade Johnson. Ladies, get your singles ready.
In
Okay,
his
okay.
cage match debut.
Dual Blade Johnson.
Oh, God.
5 minutes with Dual Blade Johnson.
Um,
You ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
Well, every wrestler we do inevitably turns
No, I think
into
that's too
Randy
close to
Savage.
a real names. Okay. Well, the second random generator gave me was the Fursona generator.
Okay,
Perfect.
Go for it.
into it.
Do I need first and last name or just a first name?
If you have a first and last name, I would prefer to have both. But
Okay, let's go.
The last name is Savage. Just give us a first name.
Okay, first name then is Dewey.
Dewey
so Dewey Savage.
Dewey
Yeah.
Savage. Naturally.
All right, perfect.
Dual Blade
Uh,
Dewey Savage in the ring tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I need some more here. Everybody, roll me another round of d6s.
I didn't know we were freaking playing word games.
CX.
3.
This is so I don't have to prep anything. Just
No, I
my
love
whole
it.
goal
I
here
love it.
I
is
love
for me to
this.
make
I'm here
no
for it.
decisions
I
until.
got
I
Oh,
it.
are we
do
just
this.
going in order again?
Let's go in order again. So
Okay,
Van, would
I got a 3.
give me a body part.
But
You know what I'm gonna say.
What?
It's taint. I'm gonna say taint.
Okay.
Do you want me to pick a different one?
No, you can go with that if
Perineum.
you want.
It's called the perineum.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm just
But
gonna.
now we're
I'm-
being fancy.
But
and
now we're being
clinical.
medical about it.
Do you want me to pick
What's-
something different?
Nope. that
Is it gonna
fine.
make you feel more comfortable if I pick something
Nope.
different?
Nope.
Tanning.
If you ask me
okay.
for an adverb, I'm gonna say sunning. So
Okay. Sid, what number did you
Perineum,
roll?
sorry.
6.
Name a horror movie for me.
Ooh. Let's go classic. The Amityville Horror.
Well, I feel like I got the boring ones.
Well, who knows how many rounds of these we'll do.
Say but you missed out.
Very close to the butt.
Very close.
You would have real butt problems if you didn't have a taint. I'm just saying.
That's
It's
true.
true.
Okay.
I just really want
Uh,
to know how seriously you guys are going to be able to take sitting around talking about somebody's taint.
I can't wait.
Incredibly.
Okay. Wally, would you roll?
I got a 6 also.
All right. So we put down
Stop
there.
copying me.
Stop
Give me a
copying
body part.
me. The uvula.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
All right.
I don't know how, but I knew that.
How are we going to connect issues with both the perineum and the uvula?
Look, it's
That's
just
what I
one
wanna know.
hole
Alex.
between them.
Alex, the only option left for you to
And
fill
he's
out,
a
so it doesn't
doctor,
really matter
so-
what number you give me at this point, is an adjective.
Okay. Adjective. We will go with. I say moist. Is everyone going to be upset?
No. Yes. Very.
I won't. I love it.
Okay. Crackly.
Crackly.
Or no, that's an adverb. Duh. Ly.
Oh yeah.
Well.
Crackling.
Is that a gerund?
That's an adjective.
Yeah, and I'd lose track if gerunds are technically an adverb. Or we'll just go
Gerunds are
with
technically nouns.
yeah.
It's been too long since I took an English class.
I'm getting flashbacks to sentence diagramming.
I know.
No.
right?
I need to pull
sorry,
this
I
up.
asked. Oh, no.
You
Don't
really-
ask.
You really asked
The
Alex
man with the master's degree.
Yeah.
some horrible questions here today.
Adjective. Slimy.
Yes.
Yeah.
The case of the
I did not look.
slimy
I did not like the
taint.
look on Belle's face. Just
Really?
now.
I
did
loved
not like
it.
I'm worried.
If
I'm
it
really
becomes If
worried.
it becomes a patient with a slimy taint, I
Okay.
On a slimy taint.
Ah,
Well, no, this was the one we were talking about the uvula with.
literal
Don't know what
slime
Uvula's
mask.
kinda
No.
slimy.
I had y'all roll to do these randomly.
Mhm.
So
Uvula's slimy anyway.
we're doing patient intake
Sure.
here. So
A
this is
healthy
all going to
uvula
kind of
is slimy.
Joanne, you are you're the nurse for this floor. The only nurse. There's other staff here, but you are the nurse doing intake on this patient. This patient kicked up from the emergency room on the first floor, has been transferred into one of the beds here. You're going over their file to take it over to your medical staff here, your cardiologist, surgeon, and
Plastic surgeon.
and plastic surgeon, the specialist. Which again, those are your
I
specialties.
call myself a
Obviously,
reconstructive surgeon.
you're doctors. You do this kind of stuff, but your specialty is reconstructive surgery. And yeah, you receive a file for a Dewey Savage, construction worker. The basics I'm going to give y'all are he has came into the hospital in a state of confusion. Didn't seem to really know where he was. He is exhibiting a couple of symptoms that they found strange, at least that he's complaining of. They try to put their own, but basically, as he has reported, is his first system a slimy perineum, and his second system a dancing uvula. And the in his description, or like sort of the narrative at the bottom of the file, talks about bringing him, asking him questions, talks about how his was recently moved into a new house, began to notice some strange occurrences going on in the house. Long story short, pretty sure the house is haunted, called in some specialists for that. They've dealt with the whole thing, but he's still having these side effects and is worried that it might be related to that.
So just to recap, confusion, not knowing where he was. A dancing uvula.
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing the
slimy
intake,
perineum.
the intake interview difficult.
This-
Give it again. He's
This man, I'm diagnosing this man now as being an incel.
Why?
Because I think incels are slimy taints. And because he's gross.
True.
And he probably has a sore throat and thinks that's what kissing is like.
Well, either way, that's for y'all to decide. So y'all don't all have to do the intake with or go talk to the patient, but that is sort of part of this. If maybe you want to speak with the patient, or I guess Joanne, you want to go deliver this to your.
I'll
your
go
team
deliver to the team. Sure.
Okay. By the way, I'm just gonna go and set this at you need 16 budget dice for this mystery here. And
Start
begin.
the ticker list. All right. New patient. Mainly brought in experiencing disorientation. Complaining about a particular wetness in the perineum, as well as some uncontrollable movement in the uvula. Believe me, that was interesting. I had him say his name a couple times. It was kind of funny. Mainly some new things going on in the environment, new house, couple of spooks apparently. Says he got it taken care of, but is still experiencing these symptoms.
Well, that's new.
Which part?
Take your pick, really.
I would say swamp ass and a sore throat are pretty typical, but
At the same time?
And if he's not,
he's a construction worker. He's working outside, working up a sweat.
Did
Fair
they
enough.
experience any other like viral symptoms? Fever, clammy palms, sweaty?
From initial observation, no.
Okay, we can rule out some kind of virus then.
And you said he just moved into a new house.
Yeah, a few months ago.
Okay. Well, so most obvious explanation, right? Construction work, hot, sweaty, gross in jeans. And
Mold,
some kind of allergic
fungus.
reaction, moving into a new space, allergies, yeah, some kind of mold, that kind of thing.
That could be, but
Is this the kind of medical show where we can break into a patient's house?
is it?
I'd prefer to keep things within the hospital.
Okay. That's why I asked.
If
That's why
y'all
I
want to go, if y'all want to go break into
House
people's
did that
houses.
sometimes, I think.
House did that all the fucking
all the
time.
time. Yeah.
I mean, his name was Dr. House. Like, I don't know what they expected.
But dude, seriously.
we can break it down. This is his name.
Anyway.
Okay, so we can rule out a virus, allergic reaction, like you said. doesn't explain the slimy. Um,
No, but the construction work definitely does.
yeah. Okay, maybe.
I
they
say we
ate
need more
something.
information about the environment, work, home, and yeah, maybe we just rule out all the basics.
Agreed.
Yeah. Could do a tongue scraping to see if there's anything eaten recently. Maybe it's giving him the lower obstruct. Maybe explaining the bowel movement and explosive. Well, that stuff.
No one said any. He just said slimy. It did.
But we should figure out whether
Slimy.
it's, excessive sweat or some kind of discharge, or maybe he's just terrible at keeping himself clean down there.
Most men are.
All right.
All right. So.
And with the uvula stuff, we should definitely check for strep and run those kind of panels.
Yeah, we should.
All right.
Right,
So
Okay,
what?
goes
Strep
around.
test, stool sample, maybe allergy test on top of it.
Also, a blood sample too would also be good.
All right.
And
Who wants to talk to the guy?
Not doing the stool sample.
I mean, he can do that himself, but I will go and talk to him.
Yes, you will. Nose goes.
As you all are like towering over Brooke.
So it's all.
All right, so
Should we send Whale? Should we send Dr. Hart in with some backup just in case?
I'll go in as backup. Unless you want to, Doctor.
I'll go.
I'll start ordering tests then.
Right,
Sorry, burly
Well,
men love my bedside manner.
what do you mean by that?
Look at her.
Thank you, sweetie.
No problem.
Don't. Okay.
I have, we've barely been working together, and I have already developed neck strain trying to maintain eye contact. It would be so much easier to just dead ahead, but that would be rude and not how my mama raised me.
That's why we like you.
all right, so heading down the
Click, click, click
the
down the hallway.
fluorescent lit hallway.
In the heels, she's like 6'3". Like, it's just
Yeah.
so tall.
ducking
Giant
to
women.
We just
ducking to
some
come
giant
into the
women.
room. Yeah, you see in a bed
Two
hooked to
giant
some
lesbians.
hooked up to some monitors. You see a kind of a rough, kind of broad-shouldered man with a bit of stubble, a little bit scruffy. Definitely looks tired, like he's slept in a while. You see Mr. Savage, Dewey Savage, is currently the heart monitor's like beeping softly in the corner, displaying his vitals, and he seems kind of like half awake when you come in, looking up and looking at you, and seems confused while you walk in.
Here's this. I'm doing a real nip tuck thing, so like shakes out the hair. The face goes so soft and sweet. Mr. Savage, can we bother you for a few minutes?
Yeah, you're welcome to come in right now if you want. I'm not doing anything.
Thanks, Dewey. Do you mind if I call you Dewey?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. Well, I'm Dr. Lift. This is Dr. Hart. And we just had a few questions.
It's very nice to meet you.
You too. Dr. Hart?
Yeah. Well, let's just start by hearing, how are you feeling? We'll get into, the specifics in a minute, but overall, how would you rate how you're feeling right now?
I'm not really sure. I was on the first floor. I'm not in a different room now than I was before. How did I even get here?
Well, you came up in the elevator. The orderlies did assist you.
Where's my cat?
You're.
There was a cat in here.
Do you have a cat at home?
No.
We'll have to see if there are cats running around here, but
No, I'm allergic to cats.
Well, we'll make sure to keep your door shut just in case.
What was your name again?
Dr. Lift. This is Dr. Hart. Speaking of cats, do you have any other allergies?
Not that I remember.
Just cats.
What about cats?
Right. Are there any foods that you typically avoid, or any changes to your diet recently?
No, I'm not on a diet.
Right. Well, I mean, you do got to be nice and strong for your line of work.
What do you like to eat, Dewey?
Pizza.
It's a good choice. Do you eat anything other than pizza?
Sometimes, yeah.
Oh, like what?
Lots of things. Pepperoni pizza. Cheese pizza. Mushrooms.
Okay, we're getting something other than just meat on there.
Now mushrooms on the pizza, or do you just eat?
No,
mushrooms?
no, on their own.
Oh, that's not what I expected you to say at all.
This is when Dr. House would cut in and say something about vitamin K deficiency. I'm not there though.
All right. Well, Dewey, why don't you tell us a little bit about the particular problems that you are here for today?
Oh God, I have to do this in this voice.
Come on, speak and spell. Let's go.
Y'all made him have a dancing uvula. I'm trying to
You
do the
picked
best I
the voice.
can with that.
Ooh,
It's so good, though.
He
were the
could have
ones who
just
picked it.
every once in a while gone, oh.
No, this is my
You made
interpretation
him
of what
speak and
somebody
spell.
sounds like if they
Stick to
have a
that bit.
dancing uvula.
I like it.
I mean,
Uh,
it is the correct interpretation.
I'm a big fan
Thank you.
of Dewey and his uvula problem.
Thank you. He says, well, my voice sounds different than I'm used to. There's something going on with my throat.
It's certainly possible, and we'll take a look. So
And there's slime in my pants.
right, yes, that part as well. Can you describe the slime just a bit more?
It's
do
real
need-
slimy. Runs down my legs.
What does it look like?
Marker slime in my pants.
I have no regrets.
Different colors.
Oh, okay. What kind of colors? Are they sort of all in one family? Is it sort of like a rainbow situation?
What?
The slime.
What slime?
the slime in your pants?
There's slime in my pants.
Well, not right now because you're just
He
in
pulls up the
one of our.
pulls up the covers and starts looking. Says, "Oh my God, you're right. Why is there slime in my pants?
You know what? Why don't we just
Where are
take
my
a look?
pants?
Dewey, do you know where you are right now?
In bed?
But where?
I don't know.
Do you know what day it is?
Tuesday?
Is it Tuesday?
No.
It's Thursday, right?
Sure. Yeah, it's Thursday.
So I can keep track. Do you know what year it is?
1969.
I didn't think Dewey was that old.
He is now,
Oh boy.
or he's not. Who knows?
Well, he's not, I guess.
Dewey's 30. No.
Dewey is
Ah.
a 30.
I was not expecting out of all our Mad Libs nonsense for Befuddled to be the one.
To be the one?
Yeah.
I think
Y'all
going
gave me
to-
befuddled. I'm gonna role play that the best I can.
I think we're going to have to recommend at least a CT scan at this point.
Yeah. Now, Dewey,
What's
we are-
a CT? Do I have one of those?
No, it's just a test that
Why are you scanning my CT?
Well,
it's
we are gonna be. You're gonna be meeting a lot of people. as we are going to do our best to figure out, what's making you feel like this, because we want to help you get better. And, may involve some people poking and prodding you or, doing some scans, which are harmless. You'll just go in a tube. It'll be like you're taking a nap, except you're awake for it. But
Completely blue screens at that. It's not really sure how to respond. How do I take a nap if I'm awake?
you don't have to. Well, it's up for him to interpret. But I think Dr. Lift and I are gonna go confer with some of our colleagues, but we, uh, I believe that we should get started with these tests, as soon as possible, so that we can get you, back on your feet. So, are there any problems with your feet? You can walk just fine.
I don't know. I haven't looked at them lately. Hold on. Pulls up the covers, checks. My feet are fine.
Good. That's a really good sign.
Well, so unless Dr. Lift, you have more questions at this time?
No, I think that covers it, Dr. Hart. Dewey, thank
Okay.
you so much for speaking with us.
Who's Dewey?
We'll be
We'll-
back to tell you all
Yeah.
about him.
And we'll be sure to keep the door closed so that there aren't any more cats coming through here.
He's
Oh,
gonna
good. I
scream
hate
one.
cats.
Not sure if
As
he's
one
allergic to
walks
cats or
behind them
hates
on
them.
screen.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Successfully
Just
done.
shut the door, but behind. Well, that was something.
We must
Yeah.
say, do we?
Yeah.
I love him.
Ugh.
Definitely gonna need to figure out what's happening in that noggin of his.
Definitely. All right. Let's start getting him set up for some scans. Then it's gonna be a long day.
All right. Well, we'll move into our exam and diagnostic stage. So, y'all can do stuff together. Y'all can do stuff separate. It's up to y'all. I think there is a teamwork function here too. If y'all want to help out doing the same things, you make a skill roll and give one of your results to that player. Yeah, that's how that works. I had to check. But yeah, so it's really up to y'all.
So you
at
would
this point.
like, just to clarify, so like you would roll with your pool and you could pick like
Mhm.
you take the
One
best
of-
one and say, hey, you have this now.
Yeah, exactly. You just can't generate anything with your dice. You
Gotcha.
Can't generate franchise dice and stuff. But yeah, I mean, really, World's Your Oyster. Essentially, at this point, we do a little bit of like fiction first rolling. So like, y'all will say what you want to do. We'll do a roll for it, and then we'll describe what happens based on how good or bad you rolled.
Okay, so
So I'm at least
CT.
going to recommend a CT scan, possibly an MRI, just in case. The confusion, I
Is-
think, is an understatement by a mile.
how are you going to get him to sit still? He's going to need at least an anticonvulsant for that dancing throat of his.
Do you think we can justify sedating him?
We could justify this if he's showing
Sedation might throw off your scans.
that. Yes, but we need to keep him still for the process of this. He
Anticonvulsant.
may- Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree, unless we want to
Easy
try
gabapentin or something.
to do
Yeah.
something without giving him anything, but he's having such a hard time keeping a train of thought. I'm afraid he might freak out.
I think that
I
would
don't
be-
normally
I-
bring it into work, but I can go and get my lasso and just, hog time.
Dr. Hart, you cannot start with this so early in the morning.
C.
Plan D, the man does have an affinity for mushrooms.
Are you suggesting
Mushrooms.
hallucinogens?
That could explain the confusion.
He did say he doesn't eat them on pizza. Does he?
Well, that's the only way that I can take him. What?
All right. Well, less performance.
There are
we'll-
so many things I want to say right now that are inappropriate for a work environment.
I get that a lot.
Okay.
From me.
So
Mostly. I mean, I don't know. Do we want to wait to do the scans, see if perhaps we can eke a drug test out of him, see if he's on anything? I doubt that's the case. I've never seen anything present in
That fashion.
that fashion.
I think that's a
It's not what I would call
fantastic suggestion.
fashion, but
why don't we get the regular stuff out of the way? Blood test, stool sample, even the allergy test, just see if we're not talking about some sort of weird.
Let's also take a sample of this slime that he's reporting about in his pants too. I'll take care of it.
Thank God.
get the stool sample while you're down there.
I figured I'd do that too, and probably maybe if it gets to that point, maybe do a topical exam to see if anything on his skin shows any kind of lesions that could be producing the slime.
It's a good idea. I'll get the allergy test prepped and leave the rest to you two.
Sounds like we're doing an assess, then doing some preliminary diagnostic testing. Who's run the show? It sounds like Dr.
All I know
Abbott.
is that after we're finished with this session, I'm gonna show it to our friends who are nurses.
Yeah, they're gonna be like,
Who play
This is
our,
so
our,
wrong.
our wonderful friends out there. I see you. I know you're here sometimes that play D&D with us IRL. They do work in healthcare.
yeah.
And they're going
They're
to
gonna be like,
stab me
"This
next
is
time I show up to
so
their
wrong."
house.
They are going to fight you.
I'm
next
gonna
time.
show up
for
to
my
D&D.
depiction of
You think you
patience.
can just
It's gonna
order
be-
all these tests? Are you
I'm
fucking
gonna
kidding
show
me?
up to D&D tomorrow and be like, "What would you do with this man?"
He
and
had a
get their
slimy
assessment.
perineum and
A dancing uvula, and is just
How would you
super
diagnose
confused,
that?
extremely befuddled. What do you do?
I think the most important question that we have yet to ask: does Dewey have PPO? If not, I think we're done here.
Yeah.
We will get into that, obviously, if it comes to it.
Oh no.
That might be the negative ramifications of somebody
No,
coming. He has
Dewey's
no
only got
shirt.
HMO. We're screwed.
Oh,
All right,
We
let's
have
go.
to laugh about the state of our healthcare system. or
Is
we'll
in
cry.
this alternate universe is like ghost insurance a thing? Like,
No,
do you get insurance in case you get haunted?
nope, and that's the struggle.
The Catholic
Mm.
Church is really missing out on like
To
selling
insure against
Dude,
ghosts.
like
Insure
possession
ghosts.
insurance.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
Like,
now,
if you
hold
have
on.
this
the Catholic
insurance-
Church has a very long and troubled history with selling
Yeah.
things to like
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
like kinds of insurances
Yeah.
Ah.
Or
So we're saying they should get back into that business.
to indulgences
Yeah.
Yeah.
for ghosts.
Yep,
Ghost
that's what I meant by that.
indulgences.
Ghost
All right.
indulgences.
Who's rolling a
Ghost
assess here?
indulgences is very good.
I'll roll. I'll roll.
My
Okay.
assess is a 3.
My assess is 4.
Okay, go for it.
Damn. Let
Yeah.
the doctor's
Oh,
son do
how
it.
many-
There is an option too, and I'll let y'all know it would not probably benefit you in this case. There's an option to take 4 if you have a 4 in any category. So your 4 is an assess then. Okay. So I thought you said your 4 was in treat. Or did
Oh
you-
no, right. You're right. No,
Oh,
my 4 is in treat.
okay. So what is
So
your?
that's gonna be
what is your
Joanne
assess?
then.
My assess is 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine
My
is a
assess
3.
is. Your assess is also 3.
Yeah.
That's my dumb
I'll let the
stat.
doctor take it.
Okay.
Okay. And one of you
I
can
don't
assist
Less
too.
work for me.
Yeah, one of you can assist as well if you want. But yeah, so
I'll assist.
Explain the take 4, please.
take 4. So if you have a 4 in any stat, when if you're rolling 4 dice for anything, you can choose to take a 4 as your result instead.
Instead of rolling.
Instead of rolling. That is if you remember, which I'll put up the
I don't have
I'll
a
put
4
up
in
the chart.
anything. I took a 3, 3, 2.
I have a 4
1.
in bedside manner.
Which again, that's not the best outcome. Like you really want
Mhm.
fives or 6s to get those
But
dice to get your
If you're
budget
in a
dice.
pinch and you need at least like
Mhm.
we could get
it
a fair
help,
result here, like
it could help you if especially if you're suffering from any penalties that would be taking away your dice. If you have a 4 in that stat, you could just take 4
so you just guarantee the 4
instead of having to roll less dice, or if you have
and
any
you do
penalties
that
or
if
something.
you can't do that if someone is helping you though, right? Because you'd be locked into the 4. Like, you couldn't, like, say, oh, I'm going to take a 4, and then have your friend
reason.
roll and be like, oh, here's a 6 instead.
And you
No.
can only take a 4 if you have a 4 in a stat, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
there wouldn't
cannot
be any
take
benefit to
fours.
helping
Okay.
somebody who's taking 4 because they're taking the result of that as a 4 no matter what
Okay.
they roll. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
So I have
just
to-
something to point out.
So I'm
But,
rolling 2 dice, and I have to.
or I thought Brooke was.
Oh,
We're gonna
Oh, no,
let-
we're not treating right now. We're assessing.
treating,
So
We're assessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Alex, go ahead and roll your assess dice, and then
I can help.
Joanne, if you're going to help, you roll yours as well, but you just pick one of your results to give to Alex.
And I picked
Yeah,
the 1.
my best is a 3.
I rolled trip ones, so we're gonna go with your 3. Holy
Oh,
shit!
Boy,
Holy shit!
starting out
You are
strong.
all going in jail. Holy
Starting
shit!
out strong.
Gosh.
Okay.
Triple snake eyes.
Triple.
3
Why
GM decides your
tries?
fate, but you are given a chance to suggest a single positive effect. It's not interesting for me to just say you don't find anything. So you're running blood work, you're doing samples on the slime and everything.
Yep.
So you're running.
We're also
all
checking
sorts-
this man for like head trauma, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Body tests first.
We run a full body scan. It's like the one where they never find anything, but they charge you for it anyway.
You send the samples you take down, including the blood work, down to the lab for quick processing. You begin to do a full kind of examination of the patient, and you notice as you are so the blood work, it kind of, again, streamlining a lot of this, the blood tests and everything else that comes back is like everything is just way off the charts. Like the like everything from like blood glucose levels are like super low. His iron levels are like incredibly high. His
That one's really dangerous.
yeah, I mean, just everything is like one end of the spectrum or the other. It's like, how is this dude alive? And as you are examining his examining him as well, you've taken the sample from betwixt his legs for the slime, but then you begin to notice there are other like slime secretions as well, like under his armpits and like the crook of his elbow. You're noticing like some buildup of slime there too, but you haven't been able to find a source for it. It just seems to be like just oozing out of everywhere.
All the sweaty parts.
All the sweaty parts. You also have the option. You can give a single positive, albeit minor effect. Something that you find here.
I guess trying to gauge like how positive / how minor an effect it could be. Could it just be that like the slime is not unpleasant smelling, or should I be gunning for something that is more helpful?
No, I mean,
Rule
really,
out one thing.
really,
Like
you don't.
it's not an allergy.
Yeah.
Because all of
Definitely
this is
doesn't have
such-
strep.
because all this is such a mystery. I mean, like, it's really that when I say minor effect or like positive effect, positive could be anything. It could be something for you to go on or something you just want to be true in this situation.
Okay. Let's go with
Get us a clue.
yeah.
Clue, Steve. Come on.
The slime has a very distinctive aroma to it, to the point where it's like that should jog something in our memories, and we just
Bitter
haven't
almonds.
cracked it yet. But
Sure. Yeah. There's a distinct smell to it that you're trying to place. Got it.
This isn't slime. This is arsenic.
So yeah, y'all get back to you do get back the results of that testing and can go over it and decide what you want to try next.
The smell of this stuff is bringing back. Did he say that he traveled anywhere recently?
He said he just
Didn't
moved into a
mention
new
it.
house.
where did he come from? Did he travel from maybe more of a swamp-like area?
No, I got the impression it was just moving within the city, but we could ask him.
Yes, because this slime, it smells really familiar. When I was a kid, I went camping with my dad, and there were these frogs that would excrete this slime, and if a lot of people, they would take the slime and they would
Magic
ingest
frogs.
it. Kind of like that. It provided hallucinogenics and everything, but
I'm sorry, you think Dewey's putting hallucinogenic frog slime
no,
on
I'm
his
I'm
perineum?
I'm not thinking he's doing that. But
Well, why aren't you thinking that? Honestly, we should be thinking of every possible outcome.
well, he doesn't seem like the type that would do something like that. But we can put that up there.
He did say he likes mushrooms.
I see that Dr. Havoc Jr. still judges a book by its cover. I walk off dramatically down the hallway.
Not,
I come back. Okay, anyway.
Does she have something against? Okay.
Can I call a confessional?
Please, someone do a confessional.
I want to call it on. Can I call it on someone, or do I
you
have
do
to?
the confessional.
No, you have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
never mind. No, I was gonna like play a monologue.
I mean, you
token
suggest
on-
that somebody uses a confessional if you want to.
Come on, Dorian. Come on.
Do it.
Okay, I'll do a
Do it.
confessional. Does she have something against me?
To the camera.
To the
Oh,
camera.
okay, right. I don't think I wasn't saying I was assuming anything about the patient. I just didn't see. He just didn't seem like the type to partake in hallucinogenic frogs like that. Why is Dr. Lift being so combative with me? Did I do something wrong? I hope I didn't. But anyway, I should really be focusing on this. I should really talk to her later. Whatever. I just feel that I just feel that, you know, with my skills, I encounter many weird things, and the slime seems very weird, and it reminded me of something I saw when I was like, does she have something against me? I don't. I should really take care of this.
Love it. What about the descriptor combative seems to be the one.
Combative?
Yeah, combative.
Combative.
I'll
Yeah.
take it if you're offering it.
I'm going to offer yes, combative.
All right.
I'll put that under my descriptors. So now what it says is hot redhead fitness influencer, combative.
And if you play in a combative, you get an extra franchise dice.
Fine. That's difficult for me, but I'll do it. But not to the point where it hurts anybody's feet.
All right. So y'all haven't really
Heard
made
us,
a whole
fan.
lot-
Heard
made any
us.
progress here. Probably
I
some
stabbed Dr. Hart.
additional testing is probably needed.
I mean, is it too
Alright.
early to break out the ghost? Yeah, like, are we just kidding ourselves?
I am leaning towards that pretty soon. We should just break out the ghost gear now. Save time and effort and just give this guy a
Can we
good
at
scan.
least do a CT first? If he literally just got hit on the head and has some sort of seizure causing the uvula thing and is literally just shitting his pants because he ate too much pizza, do we really want to break out the ghost scare for that?
In his defense, the mushrooms that he eats are not on a pizza. The mushrooms he just eats by themselves.
Meaning he's probably high on some. Did we do the drug test?
Did
We should do the drug test also, but also I'm thinking, what if this is also another sign of possession? Possession of ectoplasm leaking from walls, and the ectoplasm could be leaking from his sweat.
Doctor.
I mean, the perineum is sort of the wall of that area of the
Right.
body.
First day of med school. You look for horses, not for zebras. Let's do a drug test. Let's make sure he doesn't have a concussion. And then we'll break out all the other fancy gear, shall we?
I am going to add that all
I
the
guess-
wallpaper in this ward is zebra wallpaper.
I guess Joanne is the med school expert now.
Yeah, you went to it longer than I did, but I paid less.
Fair.
All right, who's doing the assess roll in this one?
Not me. I'm being combative.
I'll do it with new dice. How's that? Does someone want to help me in case I get
I'll help
trip
you.
ones again?
I'll help you.
My assess is
Okay.
1. You don't want my help.
Yeah, I guess, is there any penalty to us all just helping out, or?
I think only.
Yeah, I guess the question is like, are we forced to give the dice, or can we choose to give them a die? Because like, if I decide to help and then I roll like shit on my one die, can I be like, just kidding, I don't?
I mean, that's what I just did.
Let's see.
That is true.
No, take my one, Dr. Hart. Take my ones.
I'm gonna be combative with everybody except Dr. Hart. I can't find it in myself to be mean to him.
So this is the way it
That's
reads.
very fair.
Maybe I
That's
read this
very
wrong
fair.
the first time. So if you want to help out another player, and your character is attempting, to help that player's character, you may make a skill roll and give one of your results to that player. Once the desire to help another player has been announced, you must hand over one die from your skill roll, even if it leaves you with a less than desired result.
Oh, so you have to.
Oh, I see.
But they still get to choose the highest one, right?
It was just in your situation.
Well,
triple ones
so
anyway.
actually, here's what would have happened. This is you're both making the check and getting outcomes from it, but because you're helping, you're giving them one of your dice as well. So essentially, you're making 2 checks separately. So I should have adjudicated yours as a 1 and
Shit.
Alex's as a 3.
So we're
But,
not
like,
adding to the check. It's 2 like.
it essentially
2
you help
separate.
by doing 2 separate checks, but whoever's the person helping is committing to giving one of their dice to the other person.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
so if you roll like shit,
Yeah.
they have to
Okay,
contend with
so-
that roll.
So hypothetically, if Sid had gotten like a 6, a 1, and a 1, I would have gotten the 6, but then she still would have had a roll that resulted in
She
a
doesn't
1.
have to give you the highest one. You just have to give her. She just has to give. She could have given you one of her ones.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
because
so
that
you're
wouldn't
making
have
2
changed.
checks. She just has to give you one of her dice.
Yeah, she doesn't have to give you the highest one though, but she has to give you one of them. I believe. So,
Okay. That also being counted as a check sort of changes the landscape.
Yes, it
Mhm.
does.
Does.
Okay.
So we all should not help.
No.
No, we
I'm not
should
gonna
no.
help.
Yeah, we should not.
I only
help
have
at all.
1.
Because I have a 2 in that.
I'm gonna go be combative while you guys roll.
Okay. Are we feeling lucky, Alex?
I mean, I'm down to roll again. I mean,
All
we
right.
both have 3s. The odds
both-
are in
Yeah.
our favor. They just
Knock
weren't
on wood.
last
They
time.
were not just now. I've
are one of
gotten
you
rid
helping?
of.
Are one of you helping out the other person?
Help me.
Yeah, I will
Help
help this
me.
time.
Okay.
Save my wife. So this
Okay,
bad.
better.
Yes. That's better. That's a 6.
Okay, I will give you my 3 and keep the 6 for myself then.
Woo!
Okay. So here's you'll get 2 franchise dice for Joanne's roll.
We're gonna be able to open a Burger King, you guys. Just wait.
You
Gotta
get 2
start small with the
budget
Wahlburgers
dice
now.
for Joanne's roll. You don't generate rolls on the helping action, but you both got 6s, so you get to describe the combination from your like critical success here. What is it that you find?
Okay. Do you want the drug test or do you want the CT scan? I'll take either.
I'll go with the CT scan.
Okay. The drug test, similarly to the other blood tests that were done, show a wild array of just one or the other. Like some drugs that are naturally occurring in the body that should be there in some small form, are not there at all. Whereas this dude in his blood has enough ketamine to take down a horse. You know what I mean? Like, just it's everywhere.
Okay.
So he's
I don't-
high.
I don't know
but
if that's
not
helpful,
in the
but I
way you
like it.
think.
Yeah.
So he has like no dopamine, no like any like naturally occurring,
No serotonin.
adrenaline, no
Yeah.
serotonin, anything
But a
naturally occurring.
Fuck ton of cocaine.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's just like heroin, ketamine, methamphetamines.
Yes.
It's like-
Molly.
Everything.
This man's blood alcohol content is 7%.
Yes.
It's 100%. There's no blood in there anymore.
Oh my god, it's like an episode of Euphoria in there.
Yes. Like again, but this is helpful for us because same thing. This man should not be alive.
Yeah,
If
why are
these
you
tests,
living?
if these, yeah,
Why are you
how
conscious?
is
Why are
this-
you talking to us?
Yeah.
How is this possible? So that may lead us to more paranormal
Mhm.
insights here. That something else is most assuredly going on here because this is not logically possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think the CT scan kind of backs that up. Now, is the CT scan one of the ones where it has like all the different layers of the image and you can like scan through it, or is that more an
Yes.
MRI?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's,
I think with the
Having had
CT
several done.
Yeah, I think with the CT scan, it's subtle, but we managed to catch it that like through the different layers of the brain, there are actually different letters in the like folds of the brain that are showing up, and now we have like alphabet soup that we have to like make an anagram of, and that will give us
Yes!
something.
Oh,
There's a literal
Nice.
Alex, I
puzzle in
love
his
that so
brain.
much.
That's
That is
incredible.
So good.
That is so good.
How many letters?
Oh, this
I'm gonna
man's body.
generate a
This-
I'm
this
gonna
man's
generate
body is
a
the fucking
random
Nancy Drew
anagram.
game.
I'm gonna generate a random anagram.
Okay,
I'm not gonna know what we could
We
get.
just
out of
need
this.
the letters. We'll get the rest of
Need
it.
the
Yes.
letters, Yeah.
So
We
how
wanna
many
roll, like-
letters?
I'll roll 2d6 to determine how many letters,
Okay.
and if it's like 2 or 3, I'll roll another one.
Okay.
6 letters.
6
Okay,
letters in the
6
folds of the brain,
letters.
and they are.
We don't have to come up with the letters if you want to.
No. We're gonna come up with the letters
Yeah.
because
oh, no,
we're
I'm
gonna
like
come.
literally like
Yeah.
it's creating the anagram for
We're gonna-
me, so it's just gonna come up with
We're
letters.
gonna generate
Okay.
the letters, and then
And it was
as a
6?
group of doctors, we're gonna come up with what they mean.
Okay.
It's not like
Sorry, Val. We're playing a game. Can you?
No, that's fine. You know what? I'll step back. Y'all play this game.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be combative.
Speaking of being combative,
I mean,
I
we don't
do
have to go
want-
into it right now.
I think I do want Dorian to make a stress roll for me after that combative exchange. It's just a 1 die stress
One
roll.
dice. Okay.
Yeah. So you just roll 1 die and tell me what the
I
result
got a
is.
5.
5. Okay. Blase, no effect. You just don't care. So
Oh, you don't
you're
get like
not-
5 stress.
No, you're not stressed
Oh, no.
enough for anything majorly bad to happen.
Okay. So the letters are
So write this shit down.
taking me a
creating
long
puzzles.
time to generate.
I mean, there are only so many.
Okay. The letters are O C A N B E.
Beacon.
All right. Oscar, Charlie, Alpha, Nancy.
Nancy.
Not
Baking with an
Nancy,
E at the
Nancy.
end.
Bacon.
Bravo, Echo.
Oh!
They call.
Holy shit, he's Canadian. I solved it.
That's what it is. He's just a normal Canadian.
He's
There's
Canadian.
nothing
All
wrong with him.
Canadians have this physiology.
Oh, if G weren't so busy playing Baldur's Gate, they could maybe be offended by that.
Somebody go get G
Someone get G right now.
so we can
We're doing
offend
Canadian
them.
slander again.
He just suddenly grabbed
He's
their-
Quebecois.
Oh,
Yeah, beacon is the word I'm seeing, but okay.
Yeah, beacon is what I'm seeing also here.
Canoe with a B in there somewhere.
I guess are we treating it as like an anagram? I'm holding it up like you guys can fucking see what I wrote.
Let's see it.
Are we treating it as like an unscramble, or are we treating it as like these letters stand for
I
something?
think we should treat it like an unscramble. Because what? Yeah.
Okay.
Because, yes.
Because Beacon is kind of mysterious
It's
and fun
right
anyway,
there.
so that's perfect.
Yeah. So beacon is the word we're going with.
Why does this man have the word beacon in his brain?
I
Maybe.
think that's an excellent question for, I don't know, a spirit box
Break
and
out all
spirit
this
EMF reader is
shit.
probably not going to do
Fine.
you any good in the middle of the hospital.
Actually, a lot of the EMF readers are currently being used in the recovery ward at the moment.
Also, there's too many electronics in here to get a decent reading.
Okay, why don't we use the EMF readers and ask them about the word beacon and see if we get any reaction from that?
I literally just said we shouldn't use the EMF readers, but okay, that's fine. Do whatever you want. I walk away.
We
I was
can
about
also-
to say something. Watch her walk back. I wait.
Okay, I come back.
Okay. I'm sorry, doctor, for taking your idea, but
No, I don't think we should use the EMF readers. There's way too many electronics in here. I think we're going to have to get a little more gritty. And I don't just say that because we may or may not be in Philadelphia.
We're not. We're in Baltimore. Okay, so gritty. You're
See.
thinking we put a circle of salt around him and see if that cures him?
I mean, if we're going to be summoning and or talking to things, the salt's not a bad idea.
Look, I'll go through the wonky books and see if there's anything about dancing uvulas or slimy swamp ass and see if there's some sort of connection with a beacon.
Have we
Alright? You
thought
all play
about-
with the toys. I'll read something.
They're not toys, they're scientific instruments.
Probably.
Have we thought about whether or not what you just said may also be an anagram for something?
Swamp ass?
Oh, you said a lot of words just then.
And there were several words in
A lot of words that she said.
Katz's ideas there, which are all very good ideas, and we should proceed with them.
Slimy swamp ass. Dancing uvula. I'm just saying. If we're doing word
were-
games, we shouldn't just rule things out.
Slimy swamp ass? Dancing uvula. Go forth. I'm going to the library. Katz leaves, goes to the medical library, and goes to what I assume is a very small, very dark, very like just in the very back, like by the maintenance room. You don't even have a proper reading desk. It's just the section of paranormal shit.
Well, I'll go get my crystals, I guess.
Go get my equipment.
Sarah's going to get there. So is Brooke getting anything? Is
I
Dr.
mean-
Hart getting anything?
He's gonna get the salt. I'm over here just running through all the tools available in Phasmophobia now.
Some smudge sticks. Camera.
Yeah.
Video camera. Salt
The
is
dots
good.
projector,
Dots projector.
hyperbolic audio thing.
Just a good old-fashioned spirit book. Can't beat it.
Okay, so we got research. So here's
I'll
what
bring
I
the
wanna do.
cameras. I feel like I probably have the nicest cameras.
So 3 of you are bringing a bunch of equipment for the testing, while Joanna's going to do some like research.
Actually,
and...
I'm
while
gonna do
Joanna's being a
research.
doctor.
I'm gonna go do research actually with Joanna. Is what I'm gonna
Okay,
do.
so research.
Yeah.
Wow. So here's what I'll do first. Dr. Hart and Dr. Lift. Was that again?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Dr.
Lift, yeah.
It's Faye Chabon Lift.
Yeah. Facelift. Got it.
It's Dr.
Uh,
Facelift is her name.
The two of you like go get equipment, and are you trying to be secretive about this, about bringing your equipment up for all the testing?
I mean, I got the impression that the board was kind of like, oh, these motherfuckers. So, like, should we?
Do you want me there for this? This is another thing that I'm actually good at.
You're
Being
doing
secretive
research. I'm gonna
about
leave
shit?
it up to them. Is
Okay.
what they're gonna do.
All right.
Because I think I want to do a red tape roll for the two of you.
I was about to say this sounds like a red tape thing.
For keeping this like, because while you are specifically researching stuff, if you start bringing like crystals and like
Well, they're in my
salt
bag.
and like, yeah. Well, let's go ahead and do a red tape roll for the two of you. Let's just see how this goes, rather than
On malpractice.
Now, is this one where I have to roll an addition, or can we put this all on Faye? Because I've got a 1 in red tape.
Good news,
So does
Buckaroo.
Faye.
You don't
I
have
have
to
a
roll.
2.
No, you don't have to roll an addition.
I got
Alright.
this. Don't worry. I have an incredible bedside manner.
Unfortunately, we're not
That's
rolling
gonna
that right
help for
now.
that.
Well, I've rolled a 5 and a 6.
Seriously?
Ooh.
Hot damn. Let's go.
Hell
Hello,
yes.
guys.
I'm gonna
Oh,
give you
yeah.
2 more budget
Just
dice.
little guys.
Uh,
Little guys.
you are getting all your equipment. The 2 of you are coming back, and you
Just hide
see-
it all under my hat.
You,
Yes!
see, you get to decide exactly how this scene goes, but you run into you see walking down the floor of your ward doing their normal rounds. You see Dr. Cherry, the chief of medicine for the hospital. Just this like very elegant red pantsuit, high heels, like
Just
very
everything I
like
want to be.
they are
I'm gonna be
they're
handy.
like
Don't sell
completely
yourself short.
just like stunning supermodel sexy doctor walking
That's
through
my
the hospital.
thing.
Yeah, they look like you but hotter.
But you're combative.
And you're running into them as you're coming up with your equipment. How does this exchange?
I
think
get-
they
So I'm going to bank on Dr. Hart having like most of the equipment hidden in his various cowboy accoutrement. And I've just got my
Shove some
bag.
stuff down the boots. Hide
I was
stuff
about to
under
say.
the hat.
Yep. And I've just got my bag, and I'm just gonna he's little. Just make yourself scarce. And I toss my red locks of hair. Dr. Cherry,
Dr. Lift.
it's been so long since I saw you down on the floor.
Well, I was doing my rounds here and I heard there was a new patient on this floor.
I'm just trying to like make a big thing so Dr. Hart can go where we need to go.
Not even if that's your
Unaccosted.
plan, like not even noticed as he just
Yeah,
like
just
like
does
big
like a-
massive equipment, just like howdy.
Yeah, just cursory tip of the hat
Lady-
and then go on past.
The problem is the tension between these two is too strong that like can't actually focus on what you're doing off to the side.
They can't
Uh,
not look at each other.
Says, I heard about the patient that was treated last week with the missing foot. I heard that you found it and reattached it without problem. Impressive work.
We did. I really appreciate that, but obviously I don't do this work to be impressive. I do it to help my patients.
Are they both JoJo posing?
Yeah.
Yes, you see. uh, I really wish that we could get more of your expertise with our outreach programs. It would be nice if we could have more of a friendly face for our hospital social network.
Yes, well, it's about time this hospital considered its bedside manner as something to be valued.
I see what you're insinuating, but I promise you that the safety and well-being of the patients in this hospital is my top priority.
Dr. Cherry, I don't insinuate. I merely speak the truth.
Damn it, Dr. Lift. With your talents, you could be our top reconstructed surgeon on any department. Why do you waste away here?
Helping people is never a waste.
I have no time for you. I have a meeting with the board now. We'll speak more on this later.
Yes. Take your Louboutins and your Gucci bag and continue on with your high salary. I'll continue on helping souls.
I mean, come on.
Oh my
Just.
God.
I just love that you stuck to the bit with the JoJo poses. So
Marker JoJo poses also, so no worries.
Mark
That's
JoJo poses
that's
on
that's
your
here for
TikTok.
perpetuity
Yep.
for
Yeah,
sure.
JoJo Hospital is something that I really do want to see.
JoJo Hospital.
Yes.
Dr. JoJo. Oh boy.
That took a lot of
Incredible.
energy.
It
did.
looked like it.
You got two budget dice out of it though, so good job.
Yeah, it all went to wardrobe.
Dr. Brooke, you successfully sneak around with the equipment, making it to the patient's room, where you can set it up for your testing. Before we do that, let's do research for the two of you. See what you find in the archives of the hospital. I guess, yeah, this would be another assess.
Okay.
Um,
Just while we're getting into things, Katz will turn to Dr. Havoc. You gotta dish it back, you know.
What do you mean?
With Dr. Lift.
Oh, you mean
You gotta dish it back.
I've never done anything like that before.
What? You've never bounced one back after getting hosed?
Well, I've never really had much of a lifestyle where people would hose on me.
Well, yeah. No, I'm sure you had a bit of a shield with Daddy.
Yeah.
Look,
I mean,
none of that matters.
And they
here.
say I'm combative.
Look,
you're not wrong.
Yeah. So you don't have any practice, and that's fine.
Right.
So practice.
Right now.
Yeah, say something to me, I'll throw something at you, and you just throw it back.
Okay. All right. Throw something at you. Throw it back at me. Okay. Give
me anything. You don't have to hose me first. You know, just say something. I'll throw it back at you, and you throw it back at me.
Right. Okay.
You ever played tennis? You seem like someone that's played tennis.
No.
It's just a back and forth.
Okay. Got it.
Badminton.
Okay. You know what? Why don't we skip the sports analogies?
Great.
Okay. Back and forth. Got it. Those are a nice pair of shoes you have today, Joanne.
My eyes are up here.
Well, I would look at your eyes if your shoes weren't so distracting. Because
You
they're
got something
loud.
with feet?
No. I was just saying that your shoes are distracting and loud. Like,
No. Throw it back. You don't backpedal. You're backpedaling. You're
okay,
backpedaling.
got it. Throw it back. Okay, cool. Okay. No, I don't got something with feet. You got something with feet. I'm sorry, I'm really bad at this.
It's fine. You know what? Maybe it'll be more organic in the moment or something, you know, but just don't hold back. Okay.
Right. I guess I'm just really nervous. I'm just trying to, make people notice me and not think about my dad kind of stuff. It's kind of hard. That's all.
Well, the more you defer to your father's shadow, the more that's going to happen. You know that, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're pretty smart and wise. Wise is the word I want to use.
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah. Maybe we should get started on this, right? Because, hey, it could be possession or it could be some weird parasitic slime that's taking over his body or something. Who knows? We should get started on the research.
I'd like to call it confessional.
Okay.
Shit. Van walked away. Van, come back.
It's fine. We'll do it. You can do
Okay,
it
it's
anyway.
fine. Yeah. He did he not realize when he walked in on me and Faye that we were a thing? Did that just escape his? So he thinks I'm just like at this world of wisdom about. Okay. Well, if only he knew what he'd walk into next time. Oh boy.
Okay, we're gonna really have to. I will clue Van in on that when he gets back.
I talked to him a little bit before game, so I think he knew what was going on.
Perfect. Lovely. Let me get some assess rolls from the two of you, unless it's one of you doing it.
I think
and the other
it's
person's helping.
just Sid is doing the roll.
Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
You have a higher. Well, my
Yeah, my
assessment
assess is 3.
Yeah, you have a higher assess than me. Yeah.
Okay. That's 2 4s and a 5.
All right, you get a 5. That's 1 budget die. What do you find?
Okay, so we were researching for beacon plus slime plus dancing uvula.
Mhm.
Okay. We find I'm gonna say we don't find anything with the dancing uvula necessarily, but we do find something about the word beacon being emblazoned on the body in some way, along with this like discharge of ectoplasm. And it involves a particular type of poltergeist. Poltergeists generally show up. They're not necessarily a spirit of some kind. They're thought to be like energy from young people, usually, like you'll see in like teenage households or whatever. But this poltergeist is a little different. It's been in an area for so long that it gathers up enough power to be its own entity. It's no longer attached to like a young person, so it stays in place. And the beacon part shows up generally when it's gained enough power that it wants to basically it wants to go home. It wants to go back to its host, but the host has left.
Interesting. So the spirit is somewhere else and is trying to get back to.
Yeah, it's generally the spirit is generally tied to the environment or the house. So maybe that's a line. We can look and see who owned the house previously. Maybe there was a rowdy teenager, perhaps.
Okay. Lots of good clues. And Van.
No idea what the
I
uvula.
heard my
though.
name,
No,
I
nothing.
know.
Nothing about the fucking uvula. No idea. No fucking idea.
Literally, you stand up for 2 minutes and suddenly people are talking about you behind your back.
Joanna did a confessional and set up that there's a thing between Joanna and Dr. Lift.
What? I've never heard of this before. Oh god, someone help me.
And that there
had
would be
no
something that
idea.
y'all would walk in on, that Dorian would walk in on later.
Look,
between
he's
the two
just
of you.
look. Dorian is just a clueless Dr. Himbo.
I
Okay.
called her sweetie in front of everybody earlier, so
Look, I am playing off.
Seem like the
I am
type?
playing off.
That's
my
fair.
own-
that's
I am
that's
playing-
correct.
I'm playing off my own autism, where he just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. That's all.
I love that.
I
You
love
know?
it.
Okay, you
I love
stand
that
up.
for him.
You stand up for 2 minutes.
All right. We got probably enough time for one more check at least. So, those of you back in the patient's room want to do some.
Oh boy. Probably. Well, so we're still in the diagnostics. Does that preclude doing any treat rolls or?
So no, we can move to treatment and outcome because we're kind of putting theories to the test now. Again, it's loose. It doesn't really
Okay.
have like we can kind of swap back and forth between them. It doesn't have to be a hard line. There's no like mechanical reason we can't. It's just like the rhythm the game typically plays.
Sure.
So
I mean, I think Dr. Lift returns to see that Dr. Hart has started like laying out the equipment. It's like just inside the room, but now that like Dr. Cherry has left, moving it back outside the room of like, well, okay, because I know that if we're gonna put, spirit box in there, can't have the other electronics, especially if we're also doing EMF readings. So, just take your pick which one you want us to get started with. I mean, I could also just start with putting down the circle of salt.
I mean, I think that's always a very fine place to start. Alright. Let's get the salt on the ground. I'll get a couple cameras set up. We'll do some basic questioning, and then maybe get the spirit box involved. Does that sound good to you?
Yep.
Alright.
All right. Let's get to it.
all right. Well, I'm trying to decide: is this assess or is this treat? Are you trying to get more information? Or it sounds like you're trying to get more information here.
Yeah,
Less than,
I
like,
suppose
actually
that's fair because we still don't know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, you haven't like picked a direction as far as like how you're gonna fix it. You're just seeing if it responds to any of the more spiritual testing. So
Yep.
yeah, why don't you roll your assess?
All right. With my 3d6. That's a 6.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
also a 5, but
Damn. All right. It's another 2. Y'all are cranking out these budget dice now. You're at 7 out of 16 right now. Over halfway there. Not halfway there. Never mind. I can't do math. Half of 16 is 8.
One off. You were so close.
You
I
were so
know.
close.
Honestly, with the decimals and everything, you might as well have been
You
right.
can round it up. Round it up. Or
Oh no,
something.
wait!
I mean,
I'm
I can
supposed.
put 8.
Wait,
Yeah, we'll
wait,
round it
no,
up.
I'm
Round it up to
combative.
8,
Oh
right?
my god, you're so stupid! How dare you say 7 instead of 8? I believed in you.
Okay, so what did the spirit? What's the spirit box and salt circle? What does it show?
What did the spirits say to us, Dr. Hart?
Nerd.
so
Nerd.
Nerd.
I think, this will be some good dramatic irony because we don't know about the host stuff, but I think the spirit box keeps giving us a name.
Ooh.
Back to fantasy name generator.
You brought this one on yourself,
This
my
one's
man.
on you. This one's on you, buddy.
Should somebody else come up with a name since you already did one?
Gustav.
Sure. Gustav is the name that we keep getting.
Stop. Okay.
Or Howie.
Now see, Howie, that's a pizza man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going like pizza names.
Hungry Howie's. Maybe it's a pizza ghost
Yeah.
that is latched on to our friend Dewey here.
Who
Or
eats
their
way
name
too
is
much?
or their name is Sal. Sal's a real pizza name.
Yeah.
You've been given a buffet.
Yeah.
All right.
Sal, because
Sal.
maybe that's Sally. Maybe it's, the middle-aged, overweight Italian man.
So the spirit box is going, Sal. 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 Sal.
Now, do you know of a Sal? Do you have any friends named Sal, or perhaps, a family member?
Maybe your cat is named Sal.
I'm trying to decide whether
Come on, Dewey. He rolled a 6. You have to give us something.
Yeah, I know. I have to give you something, but I'm not normally the one that decides these things. Okay. I'll say. Oh yeah, I mean, where's my voice at? My cousin's name was Sal.
I'm sorry. Did you say where's my boys at?
Where's my voice?
I'm
at?
sorry. Did you say where's my boys at?
Where's my boys at?
Where are the white women at? No, sorry.
Is that Sal? Sal is one of your boys?
My boy Sal, yeah. Cousin Sal.
Can you tell us about cousin Sal? Is he still with us?
Here? No.
Well, no, not here, but like, is Sal still alive or? has
Oh
he
yeah,
passed?
yeah.
Okay, when's the last time you saw Sal?
1969.
Well, maybe less the year, but like, did they help you move in at all? Or
Yeah. What's your last memory of Sal? Boys' night in Vegas. You know,
You see
cracking
from-
open a cold one with the boys, and Sal was there.
Welcome back,
you
Mr. Marin on
see
Ice.
Dewey suddenly you both hear like a bloop bloop bloop,
I don't
and
like
you
that.
see
It's probably
that there
slime.
is slime dripping down onto the linoleum floor on the side of the bed, and you realize the slime is now like running down, like it's like pool, like the sheets are now soaking through with it, and you watch as from this column of slime underneath, Dewey begins to rise up off of the bed,
Oh.
and like contorts in the air, and as he flips over, his head upside down angled back towards you, you hear a voice from within go, "Bring Sal to me," and then slime just explodes across the room. I need the both of you to make stress rolls for me.
That's just 1d6.
I'm gonna say this is gonna be this is pretty stressful. I'm gonna put this at 3d6. I'll say it's a 3 dice.
And we take the lowest roll with stress
lowest
rolls.
of the 3. Yeah.
Got 2 2s. There's a 6 in there, but that apparently does me no good here.
Does you no good there.
I also got a 2. I get 2 5s and a 2.
Okay.
Do you know how long it takes
also-
me to do my hair in the morning?
Y'all haven't spent any of your franchise dice, so just reminding you on that, your budget dice. But not that it matters right now. For 2, frazzled, lose 2 dice from an appropriate skill or 1 die from 2 skills.
Ooh.
Do we get to choose what those are?
You get to choose.
I'll go ahead and drop 2 from my assess. I think probably just took some slime straight up the nose.
Yeah.
And just it's like not gonna be able to like just all the rest of this mystery is just constantly like trying to blow stuff out of his nose.
Yeah, I'll drop. So I can drop 1 from 2. I'll drop 1 from my treat. I'll drop 1 from my bedside manner too, because I think
Okay. As
I'm
as this
trying
happens,
really hard to be nice to this man.
Dewey crashes back down onto the bed, back where he was laying. Slime is now covering every surface of this room. And just as this happens, we'll say this is when Joanne and Dorian are coming back down the hall. The two of you just in time to see your cohort now covered in slime.
Well, this is just like, after a pig wrestling match.
Did we miss a party?
Did we?
Yeah, let's discuss this. You two stay out in the hallway. We'll come to the door.
Why don't y'all hit the showers?
Yeah. Yeah.
We want to be careful just in case any of this is contaminated with anything.
guess it's time to disrobe, and just starts taking stuff off so that it doesn't drip outside the room.
Well, I suppose we have to.
As the two of you start stripping off, covered in slime, with your patient 10 feet away, and you just hear Dewey says, "Is it my birthday?" That's where we're gonna
birthday,
end our
Dewey.
session for tonight.
Brilliant foray into inspectors, y'all.
We didn't do anything.
Y'all are again
No.
almost halfway there.
No,
this
we did great. We're doing
investigation.
great. We're doing
Doing
amazing.
great.
Oh my gosh.
Incredible. Incredible.
Had the perfect mix of
So can
just
we?
tragedy.
Can we
and
all
comedy.
assume we're picking this up next week?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. Is we'll pick it up next week.
Yay!
I don't think we can resolve this in the next 15 minutes.
Nah.
So yeah, we'll pick it up. We'll pick it up next week unless something
Yay.
changes, in which case we'll find another time to finish it.
Hopper, were you haunting Dewey?
I think
Yeah.
Hopper was.
If we have to, we'll move it to a different night of the week and do it on a
Guys, remember when
Friday
Dragon
or
Age was a
something.
miniseries?
Huh? What? No,
Something
this
about
is
the
not
Dragon
turning
Age
into.
miniseries?
This
Or-
is
oh,
not
right,
that.
turning into another 35 episodes.
I can't sustain this for 35 episodes. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. I like these characters.
I like it.
Me too.
Alrighty. Well,
My angry lesbian nurse.
y'all wanna do some stars and wishes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Van, you want to kick us off?
I mean, I usually do.
Do it.
Yeah.
Why do things different now? Yeah. My star is obviously going to go to the Prince of America cowboy doctor Hart. Cause he's just doing his best out here. And the image of Short King, Dr. Hart sort of smuggling in like 90% of their equipment while the rest of us are just doing some real bullshit is gonna stay with me for a while, and I loved it. And I got to give a specific star to Dr. Hart having the idea of, oh no, yes, I'll take off the spurs. Obviously the problem is they would damage the floor. That was really funny. Yeah. That'll be my star. I don't know, my wish
I wish.
I wish.
is obviously I want the lesbians to be caught in like a sordid makeout session in one of the closets of the
I just
hospital.
It
gave you
was
the
foretold.
best chance to, with having to
It's been
go
foretold.
change and all that. Yeah.
So let's get horny.
Woo!
Morning.
I mean, why do you think it started taking the clothes
It's
off?
been given to me like a gift. And I'm gonna capitalize on it.
Hell
It's not a wish so much as a threat, I think.
I threaten you with horniness.
It's so much like we're gonna do this one more time and it's gonna get horny. So
Perfect.
It is
Thank you.
Dewey's birthday, after all. So
it's Stewie's birthday.
Yeah,
It's gonna
it's
be
my
like
birthday.
when you did Sid's birthday.
You can't let him down.
All right, thank you, Van. Sid.
I think my star has to go to. It has to go to Dorian. I kind of already said it because it was just so great in the moment of like. I heard Wally going into and just to like I knew that was what they were going to say, but my brain had already gone there as soon as you emphasized Junior, and that's all it took for all of us to just like pile on with
So your
Julia.
dad.
So your dad. And just like for a masterful setup. That was delicious. So thanks for that, Wally. My wish, is for in the time it takes us to get 9 more little ticks on where I'm keeping track on my notebook, for this to wildly change into something completely different. I cannot wait. It's gonna be incredible. And yeah, we already think we know what it's gonna be, and we have no clue. And that's the beauty of a system like this. And I fucking love it.
Yeah, just wait till y'all fail a roll and I just turn everything on its head.
Yes. That's
Waiting
me.
for it.
And thank you again, Val, for running this so that I
of-
may live.
Of course, of course.
We love it when
Wa-
our friends are alive.
Yes,
Mhm.
we do.
We're big fans of that.
Referable in many ways. Wally.
My star goes to both Val and Van for sticking to the bit with the JoJo pose, but it wasn't just any JoJo poses you were doing. You were doing fucking Shane Dio poses, so that just made it. It was the and then the it was so good.
I'm going to make a highlight of that moment. And the reason being twofold. One, we just need it for, posterity. But two, for our friends that are good at making gifs to just be able to gift both of you perfectly through like 3 or 4 of those very rapid fire poses.
Mhm.
So for
Please.
all our friends out there that are
Please.
good at making gifts,
We know you're out there.
I'm instructing you now. The highlight will be available on the GGK Twitch very soon. And yeah, we can use your skills. Thank you.
Please.
Sid will
Please.
make absolutely sure it's there.
Yes.
I
You
will,
can
I
see
will
it in
probably
her
do it
eyes.
immediately.
She might be
after
doing it
we're
right
done
now.
streaming.
He's probably
Yeah,
doing
you-
it right now.
What? Sorry, I got a couple windows open.
But that was just so wonderful. Also just combative Faye. I just love it. Just so great. But yeah. My wish. I want to perform an exorcism, baby. That's what I want to perform. I want an exorcism. Let's perform an exorcism. Let's go.
Well,
Let's
Dorian
go.
was finding himself. He also went to seminary at some point. So
Oh yeah, that was part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do like that. We could definitely make that happen. Again, the beauty of this game is that y'all can essentially do anything at any time. You could go fully like, okay, we're going to solve it this way. But if you don't have enough budget dice to get there, that might not be the solution. And it's just going to keep going until y'all decide, no, this is the end of our mystery at this point. Y'all have full reign to say like, oh no, I think this leads to another thing. I think this leads to another thing. So perfect. Thank you, Wally. Alex.
My star is going to go to Sid for being the straight man. It's a vital role, and good luck reining in our nonsense.
I've already failed.
We wanted to give you a break, but not too much of a break.
Yeah.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah. And then wish. I don't mean this in a mean-spirited way, but part of me wants to see the lesbians break up and for us to have to deal with that drama infecting
it's
the
a
work
medical
stuff.
drama.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
100%.
They have to break
I'm
up
gonna
at least twice.
I want them
At
to
least
break
twice.
up and get back together within the span of the next episode.
Mhm.
We can make that happen.
We can absolutely
Easily.
make that happen.
I want to see them break up. I want to see like 3 different pairings happen and just like everyone making out, getting mad at each other, immediately going and moving on. Like I want all the
Let's get messy.
TV
y'all. Let's
doctor
get
shit.
messy. Let's get messy.
Yeah. But we gotta we'll figure out what the timeline is for this, whether we have another episode or 2 more episodes, whatever we've got left to make that all work. But yeah, good wish. I want that too. That's why I had to introduce Dr. Cherry. I was like, I gotta get more horny hospital staff in here.
Joanne
Oh.
went and made out with Dr. Cherry after this. Oh my god.
Mhm.
All right. That is gonna be it, I think. To everything. Well done, everyone. Thanks everyone out there for watching. We will maybe back next week. We'll see what the schedule is and kind of where things are at. But we'll continue this or resolve it one way or another. Join us in the meantime for the shows that we got going on this weekend. Our next regularly scheduled streams will both be on Saturday with Queer Chronicles of the Strixhaven Quintet in the morning, some D&D 5e fun that Van runs, and then the afternoon at 5 o'clock, join us for the first episode of Hearts of Stone, our Blades in the Dark game. That is it. Thank you to my lovely players here for making this fun. Y'all did most of the work
Thank you
today.
for the game.
Thank you for the game.
I mean, thank y'all. Honestly, in this case, thank y'all for the game because I do so little work on this. My only goal is to just keep the train moving. I'm just sitting here shoveling coal into the fire so that y'all can do all of the work for me. So and thank you everyone out there for watching. We will see y'all in a week. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Slimy team.